this morning ahead of key jobs data to come. Stand by 10 o'clock this morning. We'll get the annual job revisions from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As much as 818,000 over here expected to be revised to the downside. I saw estimates this morning that could push that number above 1 million jobs to the downside again. They do this once a year. There's a lot of focus on this one, of course, because of all the focus on the accuracy of this data over the past couple of weeks and the accuracy of the data going back even into the Biden administration. So we'll touch on that coming up here this morning. Lots of things to talk about as far as the market is concerned. Obviously, Apple in focus today. iPhone event. Is it though? I don't know. A lot of people are kind of shrugging this off as a ho-hum kind of a day. We get a slim iPhone potentially today. Apple a little bit positive here in the pre-market, not necessarily on the day yet. Got to get back to where we ended yesterday, but back to the upside a little bit. Right now, the major focus, though, 10 o'clock this morning with this jobs data revision.
That's going to be big, Brendo, and the numbers better be good or somebody could lose their job.
Many could lose their job, potentially, I think.
Now we're kidding for exaggerating for effect. Yeah, so Apple obviously in focus, but there is a big, I guess, news headline here with NBIS Group with a deal with $19.4 billion deal with Microsoft, looking good here, moving up over 50% in the pre-market. NBIS will be in focus. Tesla registrations as well in China, increasing week over week, but still down year over year. So we'll continue to watch that. And UNH up ahead of their annual investor meeting, September 8th to 10th. So it concludes tomorrow. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And AMD getting a price target here, Brendo, price target cut from I believe it was HSBC and ORCL in focus after the bell today.
Yeah, Microsoft, $17 billion on that deal. Not nothing, definitely. We'll touch on that coming up more. Microsoft not really doing a heck of a lot so far here this morning. More talk on this Tesla Elon compensation package, pointing at $8.5 trillion market cap for this to even come to fruition for him. I mean, we touched on when it came out last week a little bit, the simple fact that when the first time they went through this, everyone said the expectations were insane and there was no chance he was ever going to do it. And not only did he get there, but he got there way sooner than anyone even expected. So why not?
And then they invalidated it, Brendo. So they said it was unfair. So we'll have to see if this one even holds legal muster or what exactly happens. But yeah, it's performance-based. It's obviously incentivizing him. The real question is, though, what becomes the growth driver? I don't see an $8.5 trillion market cap on a product that just sells cars. Yeah. Right? Model 2, you can call it the model whatever you want. I mean, it has to be a higher margin product, more like a SaaS. For example, like we've been talking about, possibly, licensing robo-taxi to some of these legacy automakers, something that has to be way higher margin to get into that kind of market cap.
Big deal in the mining space as well, on the Canadian side of things. Working on trying to get Raheem in here today to maybe comment on that. We'll talk about that coming up, though. But lots to discuss, guys. 10 o'clock going to be the benchmark for today, I think.
Good morning, everybody. But there is a lot to get to. Obviously, the Apple event and some Tesla news, and it's a big deal for NBIS. However, the high caliber name to watch today is CWD. After OCTO yesterday going 5,000%, CWD has decided that, hey, we can get in the game too. Why not? So the latest treasury runner here up 1,100%. This was a $2 stock. It touched as high as $30. Y'all remember OCTO from yesterday, 8Co Holdings, a measly 9% or almost 10% bouncing after yesterday's historic is probably the right way to put it. Historic rally from 150 to 882 change the stock was able to get to. So yeah, the big volume one, and this is doing 1.8, whereas the new one, CWD, is already done 50+ million shares in the pre-market. So yeah, I'd say that's going to be your runner du jour. It's the treasury plays until we get this event. No questions asked. We know where the volume is going to be. I have a sneaky suspicion this one might make its high in the pre-market, though.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. So not to like yesterday's OCTO, but we'll see. Right now, it is bouncing around, man, $25 to $26. Welcome, everybody, to the show again. We'll see if we can trade some of these today and get involved just a little bit. It looks, yesterday I was like, oh, yeah, when this breaks $18 on OCTO, let's get in. And right now, OCTO today, still doing fine things, man. $49, still up to 9-10%. I mean, this is moving around just as much as, not as much, but pretty volatile. Like we were at $54 earlier, now you're at 48 again. So yeah, this is going to be a really fun day when we're looking at some of these names as well. And then we have the Apple event, as we mentioned. That's going to be a nothing burger, but still it should move the stock a little bit, I would think, here today around 1 p.m. And then we'll wait to see. Remember, the pricing is expected to be a little higher on the iPhone, so that should probably move the needle just a little bit over there. And then yeah, I am a little, I don't know. I mean, we can only wave the flag so much at AMD, right? Like when it was all the way up there, we were telling you it was much more expensive than NVIDIA, and now it looks like HSBC coming in today. Although the downgrade doesn't seem to be affecting the stock at all, but it does catch a downgrade today, up more than the market. And then congratulations to NBIS as they go through with a deal on Microsoft and up 50% right here. NBIS will be talking about that as well. So Klarna coming tomorrow. That should be fun as we get a whole wave of IPOs. 4 or 5 IPOs this week. Yeah. So that should be pretty exciting. And then tonight we have Oracle and GameStop actually reporting. Jimmy. So it should be, wow, Oracle's $241. I didn't even realize how expensive this name was, or what the price was. I don't know if it's expensive or not. It was down to $220 just a couple minutes ago, and now it's back up to $241. So we'll see what Oracle can do tonight, as there's been a lot of, oh, well, that CWD just took a dump on itself there as well, $23 right now. So coming back in as, hey man, look, we never knew what the use case would be for many of these coins, and here comes Chainlink in here with CWD. So we'll have to wait to see. This is what, Calibercos or something like that?
Caliber?
Yeah, Caliberco. Right there, so $22 and moving around. So yeah, welcome. I hope everyone was able to watch a little bit of that game last night. It was pretty good, 27-24. Good matchup in the NFC North. Neither of those teams, of course.
Those teams are going to suck this year.
I don't know. I McCarthy, I think, 1 rushing touchdown,
I think
2 passing touchdowns.
He played well.
I drew 1 pick.
I think they'll be inconsistent. The division's too hard.
The division's too hard. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like
the Bears will win 6.
There, yeah.
I think Minnesota wins 7 or 8, maybe. I think that could.
No, I think higher.
You think they'll win more?
Yeah, there's so many. There's a lot of bad
division.
Teams. There's a lot.
They just won the only game they're winning in that division.
You have 8 games in that in your. Yeah. 6 games in your division. So that means you have 11 others.
True. I just don't like their chances. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The NFL is a funny thing there, and then the Jays only with a 2-game lead right now, so we're excited for that. Hopefully they're playing Houston right now. So. This week, but okay. Ooh. So yeah, ready to go, man. Oh yeah, COREWEAVE was another one here on that nebulous talk as well. So COREWEAVE, watch out for that. Play. Yeah, pure sympathy play on that nebulous deal with Microsoft as giving some more power to the space.
And don't sleep on UNH.
Yeah, UNH, 4 or 5%. There's actually, there's lots.
There's a lot really moving this morning, not just that CWD, but I know it's going to steal a lot of attention, but UNH, not too bad either, because this has finally broken that 330 level and looks pretty good. I mean, I think this is the continuation that everyone's been looking for off that $300 level for UNH, reaffirming their guidance. And yeah, it seems like almost like an all systems go here. So Berkshire gets involved, and now we finally have hit some kind of a bottom here in UNH, up 4%. So yeah, the market, relatively flat, but that's been the case. There's plenty of individual names to get to, and we can go back up to the desk to get into a few.
All right, wanted to show this real quick. This is a history of that number I was talking about earlier a little bit. So the BLS coming out with their semi-annual non-farm payroll revisions at 10 o'clock this morning. This was last year, so negative 818,000 was the highest last year, again, since 2009. All the expectations for what is to come this morning at 10 o'clock are pointing to this number today going to be worse than last year, which could bring the biggest negative revision since 2009 into play, essentially, as far as what we get today. There was a lot of people talking about a million plus potentially to the downside. And this is just adding and compounding on the conversation that everyone's been having since the beginning of the year, really, on the accuracy of this data, the legitimacy of this data, and how much it's lagging to what the actual economy is showing.
Yeah, that was a really interesting chart you just showed there, because that was 2009. That was the great financial crisis.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be maybe possibly remiss to say that things are fundamentally different now than they were back then. You have the top 7 really continuing to grow earnings. I'm talking about the Mag 7. You have the markets at all-time highs. That was really not even close to the case in 2009. We started melting in 2008. I remember it specifically. It was August 2008. I was going back to school, and all hell broke loose. George Bush came on and said, hey, I'm a Republican president, but it's time to intervene in the economy. I don't think we're even close to that right now. So I really wonder why. Does it have anything to do with tariffs here? What specifically is changed from the U.S. economy than it was last year? So to me, it's a little puzzling.
And how fast are people going to start pointing to the accuracy of the actual data coming through the BLS? So if you remember, going back to last Friday, we got non-farm payrolls for August. The revisions that came along with that for the prior 2 months, not as bad as a lot of people were expecting, but still on the negative side, the net negative side, versus what we got the last time around, where it was 200,000 plus revised to the downside. So 10 o'clock, guys, just bear that in mind and keep a note for this morning. Again, semi-annual job revisions coming.
Yeah, and I don't know if I like the parallels to that Sharif made there. It seems a little doom and gloom, but you know, we've seen this weakness come into the labor market, and I think one of the things you hear oftentimes is, well, do we really need to cut things? The markets are at highs and blah, blah, blah. It's just, you have to understand, and the reason why you can look back to events like 08 or previous crises, I think it's how quickly things can unravel. But what I don't want to see happen is, actually, let me look to see what the actual odds are, because I'm going to make the assumption it's 10%, and that might not be true. Because what I don't want to see happen is if I start seeing this like 50 basis point cut, you know, start to increase, I think that'll have the wrong effect for the market. Like, I think we would fly down on that. That just broke the high again.
Dude, it's at $33.
CWD just
It was just $23. It was just $23 3 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
Now it's $35.
Bye-bye.
It is now $38.
Bye-bye.
It is now
45 minutes till the open.
It is now, yeah, okay. Anyways.
This one's built different. No, I don't want a 50 basis point cut. I think that would be.
No, I think
that signals. I think that spooks everything. That's what I'm getting at. I don't like that either. So I want to keep an eye on that percentage. If you start to see that creep up, I'm going to be favoring, like in that event, I'm thinking that actually might lead to some shorts overall, because I don't know if that bodes well overall for the market. But $35 CWD. The chain link is in full effect. It's too bad it's not chain wax, because then there'd be all kinds of puns for this thing. Yeah, I know. Well, now it's $39. Anyways, I was just going to... wow. I want to find out when the last time the Fed cut. Now it's $42. The last time the Fed cut 50 basis points. So, by the way, there we go, man. I mean, this is now... September, last time the Fed cut benchmark rates by 50 basis points, was actually not that long ago, September 18th, 2024, right there. And then I wonder what the market did on that day. Maybe we have to have a quick look at that. September 18th, 24 was the last time we got the 50 basis point cut. Probably was expected. All right, $44. Wow, just an absolute monster again. OCTO. It's funny because I was looking at it and thinking like I should just punch long 30. Now I wouldn't have crossed up enough to get it. I think it went automatically to 31.50 or something like that. But like even if you punch 50 shares, you know, on $10, like it's still $500. But man, there it goes. So CWD, I don't know. If we see what OCTO did yesterday during the morning, maybe that'll give us, you know, a little bit of an idea of what it did here in the pre-market. This is crushing the pre-market.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look. Let's just zoom in just a little bit right here. So like yesterday at this time, 840s. So in here, we were just going 17, 18, you know, wasn't really doing, is this yesterday? Yeah, it must have been. Wasn't really doing too much. And then all of a sudden we open, and then it kind of goes, right? We get two, 3 halts in a row. Upside, the first halt, no good. That came all the way back in. So the first one halts immediately off the open. This is yesterday, $23. Then the first print is lower. Then it halts almost at that same price again. And then we take off, and then only to get going and top out midday at 12:30. Now you're falling back in here again. So yeah, like Neil was just mentioning there, much different than today's runner here. Because this is already, like yesterday in the pre-market, we were hovering. Forget about the prices, it didn't have these kind of jumps, right? I mean, you never know the price it's gonna get to, but you always look for like this sort of, and it's not even like it was on huge volume right there. Like it was doing much more volume down here, 10, 11, 12. Now no one's trusting it up here, and I think that's another problem. You know, if there's not enough buyers up here, there's also not enough sellers. So it's very much manipulative rate here right now. Look at the volume though, 58 million. How many did OCTO even do yesterday? I think it was only 180 or so in
this
total.
This volume is already going to crush it.
Yeah, so wow, we've got something going on here again, man. This is every single day there's
wonder what the float is
in the market. The only stock I've written down here is Tesla so far. So I'm looking for getting some Tesla in.
This can't be right.
$43. It just made new highs again.
This one, because yesterday the short float was 2.8 million on OCTO yesterday. This one says 686,000.
Oh, they're really
and 9% short.
They're really
my goodness, that's insane.
Man.
Yeah, but it's already turned that over. I don't think I've ever seen a stock turn over the float this many times by 8:46. You know what? No, I have never seen a stock turn over its float this many times.
The problem is knowing how many shares to trade it with, because like if you want to make some money,
that's absurd.
It's because it's so easy to lose, but it's so tempting right now. It is absolutely freezing in
I got
here.
the sweater on. I smartened up this time.
I got to go figure out what that temperature's at. All right, 8:46. Let's go back to the boys.
19 probably, 20.
All right, we're just waiting on Mitch. Is supposed to join us. Just having a look at our Zoom right now. He did email me, so I will stand by here and Mitch comes by to. I want to get his thought on this Apple thing coming up today, because from what I read this morning, a lot of people are just kind of shrugging this off as ho-hum, here comes another Apple event.
Look, I'm fully disclosure, I'm obviously involved in the company, but here's what we're going to get, Brendo. We're going to get a redesigned iPhone. Whether or not that moves the needle for people, we'll have to wait and see. We're getting a new iPhone, the iPhone Air, but you're also getting marked upgrades on the screen, on the processor, so you're going to have 120 hertz for the entry-level phone as well. Some of the wearables, Brendo, are getting upgrades. The AirPods, AirPod 3, the Pros are going to have heart rate sensors in them. That's what's being speculated online. So if you don't want to schlep with the Apple Watch, you can take your heart rate through the ear. I don't know, it's just a bunch of little upgrades, widely speculated. We're not going to hear too much about Apple Intelligence as they kick the can down the road for next year. We'll have to wait and see if they surprise us.
It just, I mean, this has been the case over the past couple of years, but it seems like we're getting to that point where the increments of improvement are so small, there's not a lot they can do more to make these things
with
better.
That form factor. We need a new form factor. We need it on the face. We needed something like that, like the Orient glasses by Meta, but we're not getting that quite yet.
All right, he has appeared. We have connected with Mitch Hoke. Let's bring him in, get his take on what to expect coming up today. Let's start with Apple, my friend. A lot of people pointing towards this 1 o'clock event today as kind of a nothing burger. Thoughts here, technically? What are you going to be looking at come 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to be listening to see what kind of new is going to be set, right? Of course, you're going to hear the one more thing maybe mentioned, right? And then we maybe get a little extra kind of bonus here. But the truth is this trade has already been going for a while, right? You can see it around the charts. Around 200, it seems like institutions really they dug deep and they got a big position on. I think that's what happened here in Apple, and it's going to get to all-time highs right back. It's just more of a matter of, is it going to jump off this headline, right? So I think that this is going to be a headline where it's kind of like a buy the rumor, sell the news event where we can go down today, but I'll be watching tomorrow, because I think that's going to be the important day, not necessarily today. I think today it's just on everybody's radar, so watch out for a little bit of some choppy trade, and then when the event comes on, maybe a small spike, but then I look for that spike to kind of fade out towards the end of the day. Tomorrow is going to be the big day for me to see if this stock can go ahead and continue on its higher trend. But it's going to be one to watch for sure. And I'm telling you, 200, they ain't selling this on this report. So just keep watching to see if Apple gets towards all-time highs.
Is it one of those things? Sharif made an interesting comment there on the Apple Intelligence side of things. Is it one of those things where if they don't mention anything about it, I mean, in the past, them not mentioning anything about it might have caused the sell-off, as you're saying, like down towards that 200 area. But have we gotten to a point where people just don't even care?
I think they already know that Apple's in the works with something. It's going to do something, whether it's going to be a buyout of another company or it's going to develop its own. It's working on the answer. But Apple's late to the game here, and that's okay. It's okay to be late if you get it right. That's going to be the important part. I think that that's what everyone's looking for. Everyone's waiting for something to come out or for them to make the purchase. Of course, there's been talks about perplexity and things like that, right? I think Apple has to make a move here. The only question is, what do they do? Do they just try to speed up a build on their own, or do they go buying? Either way, they go ahead and get this right. Apple ain't going away anytime soon, guys.
Agreed. Who cares? Let's talk about OCTO. As far as high flyers goes, doesn't get much crazier.
There's some some exuberance in the market right now. I think this is all being driven also by the IWM kind of finally starting to make noise, and small caps have been held down for so long because of rates, and now we're back into those euphoric type of markets where you're looking for these stocks that have run, right? We had BMNR, SBET, names like this that have made insane moves, right? And of course, this one being more of a top name mention, right? There's very few times where you can buy CEO or board members to try to, just buy that name, right? Because it's a part of it. And I think this is exactly what happened here. Now the question is, can it continue to drive? And will it maybe kickstart some other high flyers like BMNR? I could see it already kind of propping up a little bit in the pre-market. Going to keep watching these names to see if they keep flying. What I'd be looking for is undercut and rallies. This is a strategy I've been watching in a lot of trades lately, where it just undercuts like kind of the hourly support right out the gates, the first 30 minutes. And by the time those 30 minutes are done, it's already above VWAP and holding VWAP, doesn't undercut VWAP, and just starts to lift all day long. This is a strategy I've been seeing countless names do. So watch for those undercuts. Instead of being scared when you see those supports, almost look for them out the gates.
More high flyer action this morning so far. I mean, there's a couple of names ripping around here in the pre-market.
You see the CWD right now?
the low float game is back in full effect. I like that
and
you made.
And it's not only this, man. I think we've been seeing countless of these small stocks remove, and I think that small caps in general, penny stocks, guys, it's all about knowing when the flow is there. Right now, the flow is there, right? So you have to go when the flow is hot, right? So that's why I've been even trading small caps. Believe it or not, I've been outperforming in small caps, these penny stock names, than the large cap names in the last month. There's a reason why. Large caps are being a little choppy, and IWM breakout, XBI breakout, right? A lot of these are biotechs, right? So they're going to continue lifting. Look for these to keep moving. There's even names like Pineapple Finance that's moving with some specialty finance names. No one knows what Pineapple Financial does, but
matter.
Hey, it doesn't matter. No. It's part of stocks like Rocket Mortgage and UWMC that are just ripping towards the moon. Open, getting a little lift, right? These stocks are also moving because of the rate cut outlook, right? And that's also going to drive these small caps a little bit higher. That's why the IWM is getting the tailwinds. It's not just only that it's technically breaking out, but the rates coming down gives these companies the ability to start pushing on the gas pedal again instead of the brake pedal. For a long time, these stocks have been on the brake pedal because lending was almost non-existent to these small caps. Now they can go ahead and just switch, just go growth and try to get those PRs out. Have you noticed how the PR has been increasing? That's how you know they're getting ready. And there's going to be some more. I'm going to be watching them today.
Speaking of interest rates, you had housing on your list here this morning, specifically some of the real estate names starting to pop back up. Two things here. One is, does a quarter point move the needle here? And if we do get 50, by how much are we going to see the needle move?
Yeah, I think this is one of those where it's a late inning game regardless, right? I'm sure everyone can look around and see a ton of supply available. I'm in a area in West Melbourne in Florida where I can show you guys 3 or 4 developments that are completely empty. Brand new houses, but completely empty. Looks a lot like 2008, but it doesn't matter because the truth is right now, people still want to buy. The holding back area right now is the interest rates. So I think this is going to cause a short-term spike, right? Where some buyers will come out because they've just been waiting. They're just like, give me any type of cut. I'm ready to buy. They're going to go ahead and start getting out there. Now, you are seeing Trump make mentions that he's thinking about how can I kind of boost this housing buying, right? And I think that's what you need to look for here. Is there some type of fiscal policy that comes out and supports these names? That's how you get this trend to continue higher. If we don't, then we might still run into that problem where housing is just too expensive and some people are on the sidelines.
All right, we're getting on a little bit here. Let's talk a little bit about what we're looking at going towards the open. Give me your top 3 names this morning.
Okay, I'm looking at the drone names starting to kind of hang in there, right? And UMAC is one of the ones that I like the most on that great descending triangle. 4 days of hard bottoming around 880s. So that's another thing, right? When you're having those bottoming attempts, those support attempts, and it keeps hitting that level, seems like some buyer wants it here. Now, let's see if it can break out above 10 and start heading towards 11. Another thing that's working in this space, right, is the potential DJI banning, right? DJI is potentially going to be coming up in December 25th, right? December 2025, it comes up the deadline if the security review will actually ban it. And if it doesn't get banned at that moment, it's going to get put on the FCC covered list, which is like a banning. And this could potentially help these companies start to sell more. Of course, there's different companies that might step in here, like an OCTO, but OCTO is essentially a China drone that's US built, right? So I think that you're going to see more and more, how can these UMAC, RCAT get these lifts? Well, this catalyst can definitely start to come into play.
Great stuff as always. Mitch Hoke over at Trade the Pool. Tell us what's the latest going on at Trade the Pool.
Yeah, guys, we're building up and we're looking towards doing our USA tour. Yes, we're coming over and we're going to be going over first to Canada, then we're going over to Orlando, Florida. So if anybody's out there in Orlando, Florida, wants to do a meetup with Money Mitch and others involved, we'll be talking trading and we'll be out the money show. We're going to be doing a lot of different things, guys. Also in New York, stock exchange visit coming up. There's going to be some cool things at Trade the Pool. And the one thing for sure, come on over. I'm excited to get over there to Canada, guys. Hey, passport's ready to go. Hey, we're going to go ahead and hopefully we get a Jays playoff game too, because I'm trying to go. I'm bringing you, Brendan. Let's go.
Yeah, standing room only, I think, by the time that happens. But definitely. Mitch Hoke, correct me if I'm wrong, October 13th. We'll be in the building. We'll be sitting right here at this desk. We look forward to that.
That's the true Liberation Day. Let's go.
Canadian Liberation Day. Yes. Best of luck today, Mitch.
And isn't that like Thanksgiving also for you guys, like right before that?
It's the day. It's the holiday. So
well, I'm
turkey
here to give
for
thanks
everyone.
to you guys. That's for all the traders out there. I'll be there to give you guys thanks, guys.
We will be here too. Good to see you, Mitch.
Get the turkey going.
Thanks, Mitch. We should definitely forget about the turkey. We got to get some pumpkin pie.
The turkey's ready
to
go.
Make Joe happy around here because that's, I mean, keeping Joe happy.
Deep fried turkeys. I never had a deep fried turkey, but that'd be something that would be
You can deep fry just about.
Yeah, but they make you throw it in there. Yeah, we should do that, man. October 14th, did he say, is coming
13th or 14th?
Well, Brendan said it's the day, so that means it has to be a Monday,
so
right?
Monday,
so Thanksgiving is a Monday. So let me see what day it is.
It's the 13th.
13th. So he'll be here on the 13th. So that should be exciting. Then we hope to be a Jays playoff game. I don't know when baseball playoffs start or
3 weeks.
Okay, so October 13th. Okay.
The first game.
Yeah, check when the first game is. But anyways, I think Mitch is right. I didn't even know there was a DJI ban, so that's interesting there. Make a huge amount of drones there. Could put business elsewhere. I like that as a call. I think the Apple talk will be what it is today. I don't expect anything like they said. I mean, we've had every year, this is the same event. It's literally the same event. I mean, whether or not they release a new watch, a new this, a new that, I mean, nothing's going to really move the needle there. So we'll just continue to watch and see what's going on with that. Does it say what time?
It's the 30th, so Tuesday.
Right,
September
okay, perfect.
30th.
So as long as we won't be in the first round.
Ideally, we're not playing till October 1st. Ideally.
Oh, October 1st is
because
the first.
That would
so
be
we might not, so October 14th might be late, or 13th might be late. Because they play every 2 days, right? Or every second.
Oh, no, actually, no. It might not be till the 4th.
Right,
Saturday the 4th.
so the 4th. Okay, so that's still late. Well, whatever.
Well, either way.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, that's funny there. What's up, hamster one? DJI will get banned like TikTok has, yeah. Good point.
Well,
there.
true.
And then
it's
going.
Like it could be talk, and then.
I didn't even know there was a DJI thing there, so that's interesting to me. But then, interesting talking about CWD and OCTO again as well. I just want to bring everybody up to this speed here as we are dripping down just a little bit. What a move. There's not much volume behind this at all, so that's a little scary. I mean, it just goes to show you that this float of under 1 million shares has already done 65. This is definitely a worrisome for people that are going short now. I mean, we don't even have, like I was saying, it's not even big time volume spiking here. Oh, the other thing is, I just heard something about Amazon. It doesn't matter. What I was thinking about here with Amazon too is Amazon's going with the ban as well, the password ban. So if anybody's using Amazon Prime at your parents' house or whatever the vice versa is there, they're going the way of, I think Disney and Netflix and all that have the password sharing off. So this is going as well, Amazon Prime. Yeah, I don't think it's affected the stocks of the other names dramatically. I know Netflix was, did head down a little bit there, and then everybody either found workarounds or, it was only $10. Like, I added my parents to my account. It was like $8 or $9 a month. So it's like, whatever. So we're just sharing it like that. And I think Baxter even out west has his going too. So, but anyways, yeah, that's what it's going on here, man. Yeah, what's up, hamster one? Money Mitch, come on the show. The chat wants to trade head to head with Sean. But trading, so thing is that trading is, yeah, I mean, whatever. I take on all customers. But at the end of the day, it's me versus the market. That's the way I look at it. It's not me versus Mitch. I mean, because everybody will use, what does that even mean? Because everyone's going to use different buying powers anyways. But yeah, it'd be fun. I'd love to have Mitch come through here, see him trade some live if he wants to. I don't even know what his plan is when he gets here. So we'll talk to Mitch. We'll have him sit in our screens.
I mean, there's an internet connection here, so.
Yeah. But just see what, whatever. Maybe he'll sit on the desk there with Brendo or Sharif and Adair.
We had Andrew come
and we'll talk. Yeah. So
I know he was connected. I think he was doing some trades live. For sure. Obviously, he won't be on the platform like us.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have an account with us.
He doesn't have an account with us.
He can trade on Trade the Pool.
It couldn't be set up the same way, unfortunately. But it's already past 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
The upgrades, downgrades?
No, we didn't do anything yet. This CWD right here is making
I think it's losing a bit.
Yeah, making a move lower right into here. I mean, I guess we can hear. What is it? We're just going to hear Option Joe just tell us what the upgrades and downgrades are. All right. We could do that now. All right, Joe, kill him with kindness, my guy.
All right, guys, happy Tuesday. Let's take a look at the upgrades and downgrades. At the top of the list, we have Dick's Sporting Goods getting that price target raised to $280 by Citigroup. And then second in line, we have Roblox also getting the nod, price target raised to $116. Now, reporting after the bell, we have Oracle by BMO Capital Markets getting that price target raised to $245. Now, Kingsoft Cloud also getting the upgrade from neutral to buy by BofA Securities. And then now on the downgrade side, we have ASTS Space Mobile getting that price target lowered to $43. And then BXP going from an outperform to in line by Evercore ISI. And then Lululemon Athletica getting that downgrade by KeyBank Capital. And then TKO getting that downgrade by Seaport Research. Sounds like someone's looking for a fight, guys. Price target lowered to $200.
Oh, you could have gone with like they're getting knocked out or something like that, but I like that. Someone's looking for a fight for TKO. No, the old 3-day rule. I understand like Lululemon gets the downgrade, but the other way to look at it too, which I'm choosing to at least for today. Today is the opportunity for it to hold. It made a fresh low yesterday and then closed higher. which made a low after earnings, closed higher, made a low yesterday, closed higher. If it can hold on, this would be viewed that day 3, like hold on for a double bottom at 163. I think you have that sort of last gasp for it to hold the consolidation off of the lows and then make a bit of a run at some of that gap. And we've seen that throughout earnings season, at least this earnings season, a lot, because I guess there haven't been too many clean breakouts on earnings, so most of them have been dip opportunities. So if we get a nice little double bottom forming today, which seems like it's a possibility, it's already trending back down into that 163. You bounce off that, close a higher low, and then suddenly you've got something going here for Lululemon. Upgrade, downgrade, whatever. After earnings, you're going to tend to see some repositioning. So I think it's just a little bit of that as they've been under trouble. But the bottom is trying to be put in here 2 days.
This is the third or fourth. Yeah, this is the third or fourth day after.
Yeah, third day now.
Okay, so I appreciate you, Satinder Jeet. Thank you for your kind words in the chat there. All right, so I wanted to look. Yeah, there's nothing going on. I thought maybe Netflix was moving around, but it's not really. 1248, 1247 right now. Yeah, no volume going on for Netflix there today. Yeah, TKO, I mean, again, a good stock there with WWE. We talked about UFC and all this stuff going through. Look at what they've been doing here. They're knocking out the competition right here. I mean, at the minute that they signed, and I don't know when it was, I think it was probably, we can go back and look to see when that WWE deal was announced. But everything that wrestling and WWE touches just does straight top right. So I'm not sure when that TKO deal was announced with Netflix and WWE, but it's just straight fire, like fire in the booth right now. Shout out to Charlie Sloth. 140, 155, huge move up there. That was a reference to all my English friends out there. So. Yeah, thank you so much, Hamster, as well. We're trying our best to prove our worth every day, and I hope that spills over, and you guys can realize what's going on over here. So yeah, thanks. I mean, Neil and I try every day to find good trades for you, and I hope we're able to do that. And I don't necessarily just try to find them for you. I try to find them for myself, and then just tell you guys what I'm doing. Palantir here up 1% today so far as well. So, all right, we've got something called the watch list. It's completely free. It's loaded. It has everything you need in it. It's got pretty much every story going this morning. So let's go back over to the desk right here with Brendo and Sharif.
6506, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES September contract, with the overnight low being 6502. So at least for the moment, we're defending that 6,500 point area. In fact, the overnight high is 6523. So look, the jobs number can change everything when we do get it. So we can drop down. If we do drop down and start selling off, we're looking at 6450 as our first area of support. If the jobs number is not as bad as expected, we've been rejecting off that 30 point area. So if we clear that, we're looking at 6550, Brendo, as resistance.
It's a great point. If it does come in higher than expected or not as bad, we could go significantly higher as well. If you haven't done so yet, as we mentioned, jump down to the description. Top link in the description will get you to the sign up page for the watch list. It's free. Has everything you need to know on it every single day. Just sign up with your email. Top of the list today is Apple. Coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll get 10 a.m. PT over here. We'll get the latest iPhone dump. I saw somebody call it on social media today, which I don't know. Is this anything to worry about?
That was a pun, wasn't it?
I guess.
It's such a dumpster fire there, Brendo. So yeah, we're going to get the iPhone 17, possibly a new iPhone Slim as well. Here are some actual upgrades, though, to the actual iPhone, not just new models. You're going to get a new ProMotion display, so you're going to get 120 hertz. That bumps it up from the previous 60. You're also going to get camera improvements. The front-facing camera is going to be 24 megapixels as opposed to 12. Design enhancements as well, slimmer frame and reduced bezels, and they may actually be switching back to aluminum as opposed to titanium for rapid wireless charging. So we'll have to see about that. Battery and charging reports as well that the iPhone Slim is going to get one of the the smallest batteries that Apple has released to date, Brendo. So battery life may not be its forte, and we'll have to keep our ears open for any AI updates.
The most important thing on that, I think, is going to be real life versus what they actually presented as today. So if they come out and say it's going to be X amount of hours and then it turns out to be
Bupkis.
half that, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, we're kind of just chopping around here, guys. What are we doing with Apple?
I think like once it's a 1 o'clock, the plan at 1 o'clock, I'm going to look for some kind of a pop to revert, because I feel like if everyone's calling it a nothing burger at that point, I'm expecting some kind of a sell the news event. But the market just pulled back a little bit here. The ES went briefly red. I do like the look if it dumps early for a pullback into like 233 thirds. Yeah, 230, like low 233 to this 234 half area. Kind of a wide target range. But you have to remember that in a general sense, this stock has been rallying going into this event, and we had the first pullback yesterday. I want to see if we can hold some of that prior high area going back into mid-August. So that'll be the first look for me, is going to be that.
There it is. Okay, I was going to say I got in and out on that 50 break, and it went to 50, it went to 53 there. I didn't get any out, and then I just got out again at 48 on that 48 break. So quick little hit there. Nothing. I'm going to find out what the price that I actually got there on that break.
On the fill?
Yeah, I actually got a pretty.
You know what? We have 5-second charts on.
I got a pretty good break there on it. So, all right, here we go again, man. We could lose one more time here, but let's just wait to see what winds up happening on this trade now, as we are in it here. Long right now at 50s and change. The thing is that, so you got to get it out when it's doing these moves, because otherwise it washes back down again, right? And so right here, we'll go back into this name. We just got out of a little bit on that upside now of CWD here. So, all right, we're in it. We're long right now at $50, and here it is, man, a nice little $4 or $5 winner right now. And there it is, Neil. We're doing it live. We do it every day right here again, and bang and bang and more bang right there. It's a chicken dinner winner right there for you on CWD. Oh boy, we did it again there, Neil. So there it goes, man. It's a nice move to the high side there, but here it comes right back in. So we are out of about 70%, and here we go. We are now out. So there it goes. So this is fun, man. This is a lot of fun, but there it goes. We just talked about getting in and out of that one. Wow. Okay, so from this to boring hands Apple. Look, I don't think, and there it goes again, CWD again, right back. I'm only punching out because, like, you want to take the winners and then make sure that the losers are minimal, right? And so here it comes back up. Maybe that 50 is going to hold, and we wait until, this is the problem. Like, if you don't get out right there, like we did wick down to $44, $45 there. We just bounced off 48. So maybe 48 is the key. So the first time I got out on a 48 break, the last time I got out on a 49 break, just trying to keep it a little bit tighter there on those stops. But all right, since we're running late in time,
just very quickly,
I'm not going to talk about Apple. There's really nothing.
That on a 5-second chart, that's holding the 200 SMA on a 5-second chart for anyone looking at that CWD. I tried to find if there was any use for the 5-second chart yesterday on OCTO, and it wasn't really that great. But
what level is that?
This is right now 47.80 or so.
Exactly.
It's holding the 200 period on the 5-second chart. This might be 5-second chart might be useful on this stock today. But it's OCTO anyway, so that's next.
Powered up.
Nice.
Yeah, let's continue along here. Back below 50 right now. We did try to hold above it very, very briefly there before it did give it up. But what a move that was yesterday. Absolutely insane. I mean, there's nothing to talk about here as far as news.
5,300%, light day, Brendo, no
Fine.
big deal.
Fine.
No, but like there is obviously a tailwind here for companies basically adding crypto to their balance sheet, to their treasuries, and the stock really taking off. We've seen GameStop do it. We've seen Rumble do it. The company may not even have anything to do with crypto, but the Nasdaq wants to put the kibosh on that. In fact, they're basically saying any company now will need to take a vote before they actually issue or raise money to buy crypto and put it on their balance sheet. They're looking kind of to put companies that want to sell equity or convertibles and then purchase tokens for their balance sheet. They will have to hold a shareholder vote. That's a rule change from the Nasdaq, so that only applies to Nasdaq listed stocks, Brendo. But they're trying to get control on the matter because there's stocks like this that are making really big moves.
Yeah, a few others, as mentioned, flying around here this morning. It's worth noting volume significantly below where we were yesterday at this point, guys.
This one is a chain link treasury, so that's you can find that one. And the thing about it is yesterday it didn't really care what the underlying was doing.
No.
But The only way that I think it might matter to at least maybe have this up, like Chainlink, is if something crazy happened on Chainlink. So they completed, I'm talking about CWD because OCTO, again, it's not really like the one that's moving today is CWD, and we can get to OCTO in a second. But I think if you had a big move up or down, that could cause a little something, and maybe you'd want to pay attention to that. When it comes to OCTO, I don't wonder if Chainlink is going to cause OCTO. Not Chainlink, you know what I mean, CWD, I don't mean Chainlink. CWD is gonna cause OCTO to be the safer day to fade it because it broke down in the afternoon at 55.5 and it's already starting to break down here and just very, very slowly. So I feel like if it pops and cannot get through 55, this would be, I feel like, the safer one if you're looking to fade something instead of getting blown up in CWD. And just keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have to make sense fundamentally that, hey, we started our treasury in Chainlink, we're up a bajillion%. It's just momentum. This thing has a 700,000 float CWD. 700,000.
I have to go in here and edit my post because it's supposed to be COREWEAVE, not CrowdStrike. Thank you, Yannick, there in the chat. I need to update that. I'll send a new sticky note out in a minute. I'll do it right here. I'll put it in the chat right here. Okay, so I took minuscule shares right here again on that 50 break. So let's just wait to see. Okay, there it is. I was going to say if it breaks 47, then we want to get it, or 48, then we want to get out again. So a couple hits, couple just fun little actionable plays here in and around this area. So we're going to have to watch out for CWD as there it goes again. So it looks like it does want to hold those levels. So let's go, maybe 46.99 break, something like that, and then we'll deal with it after the fact. So, okay, so this is what it's going to be. Remember, the thing is that it's not going to be shortable most likely. So you're going to have to probably pay for shorts.
I mean, it's cheap
on those shares.
Probably not anymore.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So you got to watch out for that. But again, yesterday's OCTO halted right away off the open, and then it came back in a little bit, giving you an opportunity to potentially buy that first dip there in OCTO. So we'll wait to see. I'm just interested because this is at 50, and there's only a 600,000 share float. So there's something about that. So let's just wait to see what happens here with CWD. And yeah, it should be a fun name. Here it goes. So this is just the last. All right, let's see what happens here around 48 bucks again. 47.50 is coming in right now, but it's held that 46 area right here. So we did get a couple wicks in, and that's really the danger spot, which is why I'm tapping out every time when something like that happens. So yes, I'm using stop orders. So it's up to John Womack. I'm not hitting the keys. The minute it breaks, I'm out. So that's just how I'm doing it. And right now, if this breaks $47, it's going to throw out aggressive limit. It's going to go down to 46.25, so 75 cents. We could miss, we could miss it, but that's why I'm not trading with very many shares right now in the pre-market. It's even though liquidity might not be too much better once the market opens, at least we have the halt mechanism and things like that that could help us find some liquidity if and when we need it. So right now, CWD, just for fun, we're in this right here. I think it's going to be a lot more serious once this market opens up. So let's wait for that to happen. And but right now, it is looking like it wants to trend down, right? I mean, if anything, it's not making new highs. If anything, it's trying to get lower here. And if it does, there's your 50-period moving average at 41 and change. So that would be something to maybe look at. We've had some dip buy opportunities into 42 before. The last time we went to 55, we stopped at 42 on the way back in. So that
it's holding VWAP.
That could be another level. Yeah, I mean, it's holding, but I mean, with the liquidity there, like there it goes. Like it's going to break, and I'm just going to punch out immediately once that breaks 47. So let's see what price we get. There. Oh, good. I think we got 46.60 there. Yeah, 46.75. So again, now it's $1 worse than where we got, but that was pretty good liquidity, actually.
Yeah, it barely what's interesting about the stock is liquidity is actually, I would argue, better liquidity on this than you saw at the open on OCTO. But let's get to COREWEAVE here because that was a big story for NBIS and COREWEAVE moving on sympathy.
Ready for COREWEAVE Ventures. They're straight up going to start to work with and fund some potential customers for their main business. You and I have talked a lot about the simple fact that at the end of the day, there's a lot to be spread around,
Oh, yeah.
or a lot of capacity to be spread around, and they're still trying to find who's going to take that up.
Absolutely, and they're looking specifically to fund AI ventures, right? AI venture, that's kind of their look there. So they're going to fund, they're going to provide capital investments, they're going to provide access to cloud platforms as well as strategic guidance, all for these AI startups, right? So the co-founder and chief development officer of COREWEAVE, Brian, I think, or Brainan McBee, said the initiative is meant to support the audacious, like-minded founders driving technical process. And just in the United States alone, in 2025, U.S. AI startups have raised $104.3 billion. So there's plenty of them around, and plenty of money going around here. And obviously that helps their business model, Brendo, because they're going to rent space on these GPUs.
Yeah, one feeds the other, definitely. We're back above 100, guys, trying to hold right now here.
Yeah, that's the key. Obviously today. I don't think it's not rocket science. The sympathy play only goes so far. But remember, this is a stock that has been trying to find a home. It's been like it got cut in half from the highs. And then that's not even, you're still up like 2.5x if you bought it on the open, if you bought it when the IPO came out. So like it's still been trying to find a home, but it's now had a double bottom here underneath $90. Would love for it to hold on to 100, because to me, if it fails 100, I'm looking for that like under VWAP short the opening range. As long as we can hold it, breakouts in play, VWAP dips in play, but it's 920 and we're literally at that price and we've broken it, rinsed it. Gonna have to wait for the opening bar to come in on COREWEAVE. But I am perfectly willing to trade this either direction. We did pay for locates on this today. And yeah, they're still relatively cheap for COREWEAVE. I'd trade this over, I'd trade that NBIS, which we're going to talk about, just more of a familiarity thing. And NBIS, that's super, super far gone. But COREWEAVE, it's a good look. I don't want to say the bottom is in, but I'm going to give it a chance to prove itself. And if this 100 can hold, we're only looking long.
Yeah, so right into here, I've updated my sticky note, and it now should say COREWEAVE if I've done it properly here. Yeah, COWV, so there it is. $99 to $100 long dips. We were just there, and now we're up $1 from that level. So yeah, 99 and change. Microsoft and NBIS deal. That should be an S there. Headlines and AI news boosting the name, right? I mean, we just talked about not only is it the right space, it seems like today, but also with the AI story for themselves. And there's that 99.30. There's the $100.40. So yeah, it looks like $99 wants to hold. So we're going to try that. Pre-market sort of levels, and we talked about like when Tesla's moving around here again back and forth, we want to look at pre-market lows, and then we also, you know, I don't think there's no reason for this name to go down, but if it does, you know, this $96 area is huge, so I really would enjoy getting long at yesterday's top. So that, using this right down here as support, so that's kind of what I'm looking for now. I think the breakout is imminent, like it will try it. I just don't know if up 7%, it's a lot already, and that would put it up about, give it another, well, I guess where it is now, another 1.5% or so. So I'd be, you know, 9-10% breaking that top, more like 9. But that would be, that's a day for them. So I think that it's going to be interesting to get up there. Let's wait to see what winds up happening. I feel like this $99 to $100 level, hopefully we can hover around here and not have like a super crazy open on the name, and then it'll allow us to identify that this is truly a level. So I think if you're playing options and things like that, I think you want to try to get that 99 area, and then buy, you know, once you're there, maybe 0-day ops expiries at 101.50 or 102, 103, something like that, because I think that's going to be a good dip buy, and then if you're right, you have a nice opportunity to get long on the name down there. And we are minutes away from the imbalances, so we'll see. There probably is going to be some COREWEAVE imbalances coming through, so yeah, that would be something that moves this name. Remember, it's not that it's a low float name, but it's just relatively new on the IPO front, so it doesn't have the longest memory. So we'll have to wait to see how aggressive this name gets on what appears to be great news for the space.
Seems like it.
All right, we'll go on to AMD, the slow grind to the downside here. If you zoom out to an hourly chart, continuing, making that new low going back to end of the week last week. We're kind of choppy and flat yesterday. A few cautious notes, I guess, from analysts, the best way to put this this morning, including this one from HSBC. They did maintain the buy, but cutting their price target?
Yeah, there's a reason for that, Brendo. They're cutting, AMD is cutting the price of their MI355 chip. They're cutting it from 25,000 down to 23,000. May not seem like a lot, but that price adjustment is projected to lower their 2026 AI GPU revenue down from 15.1 billion down to 13.9. As a result, HSBC cut the price target from 200 down to 185. But as Brendo mentioned, maintaining that buy rating. We'll have to see how the hyperscalers receive the MI355. They're also talking about the next gen, Brendo, the MI400.
Yeah, I was just trying to load some more data here. Still some room to go here. I mean, we're back to, what is that? Going back to July, I guess, on the support side of things here, guys. 150 definitely a thing for AMD.
Well, look, at the end of the day, can they reduce prices and pick up some market share? Can they sell in China? Those are the stories that we have to have answer. We're not going to get any answers imminently. There was a positive story last night about NVIDIA possibly getting some China sales. We haven't heard anything out of AMD, and it hasn't been all that concrete in terms of specifics yet. AMD might be up today very, very slightly, but this is a clear trend break. It lost the 50 period, it lost the uptrend, all of that. So 153.5 was Friday's high, or Friday's afternoon resistance. We couldn't bust through that. So that's the range I want to look for the short. It can go green, and it's still going to be a fade until proven otherwise. If we can close above 154, then I guess you got a temporary bottom at that 150 level, but looking short here on AMD into that Friday resistance. Can't call it the Friday high.
Yeah, I didn't really write anything down today for AMD at all. I'm not sure. That 150 held. We talked about that yesterday and how good of a hold level that was down there on 150. And it was great on Friday. It was great yesterday. So, yeah, I would say AMD 150, ride or die. I mean, that's what it is. We tried the short yesterday on AMD. We were able to get out of it almost immediately when it took this level right here, 150.20. So we were printing a little bit on the short there yesterday, but at the end of the day, it only went 40, 50 cents. Not much you can do there. You can't get blood from a stone. So there's the huge move up on AMD. We missed that whole move, but we were short right before that happened. And then it broke the level and busted. So for me, on a downgrade, you have some resistance up here, 152 to 152.50. This is where we're going short on AMD if it comes through. But again, we learned our lesson yesterday. Like from doing nothing to ripping up about $3, honestly, right there in a straight line on almost nothing. We were watching NVIDIA, wasn't doing anything. So we got to be careful with AMD today, that is for sure. And before we go back, I just want to, we talked about the imbalances. Let's just see if there's anything there. We have Open Door. I have Open Door written down here on the note. We had a great trade yesterday when we were short 625. And we have that today again at 630. Hopefully we can get that price. I don't know if we will. Alibaba with a buy. There's really no action. Oh yeah, what's Oscar at? Oh boy, we like that one right there. Nice. That's a nice one right there. Up 50% on our Oscar play, making our Lulu damage a little less. Broadcom looks like the biggest name here. Yeah. Wow, that's 350 now.
The stock is a beast.
Ooh, that's super fly right there. So shout out to AVGO right there. With Oracle reporting tonight, I mean, Broadcom can even go further on a good number there from Oracle too. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk. It's, here we go, NBIS, NBIS, and Microsoft news.
Yeah, big investment from Microsoft to the tune of 19+ billion over the next 5 years for GPU infrastructure from MSFT. We are coming back in a little bit here. This thing tagged $100. We went out yesterday at 65.
Yeah, this is a great deal, Brendo. 19.4 billion, as you mentioned. They're set to receive 17.4 billion through 2031 for supplying GPU cloud computing power to support Microsoft's AI workloads. NBIS, which is it trades in North American markets, but you may not be too familiar with it. It's headquartered in Amsterdam, spun out of a Russian tech giant Yandex back in 2023. It focuses on providing GPU-based infrastructure critical for training, obviously, these large language models. You've got key investors here, NVIDIA, SL, highlighting strong institutional background behind NBIS, Brendo.
Market loves it, guys. What do we do here? Is there a trade for NBIS today?
For myself, I don't know. To see a gap like this that isn't literally a leveraged buyout it's pretty rare. So to see 50 on a company like this to gap up 50%, I can't see how it's not filling in the gap, or at least a portion of the gap. Filling in the gap is not going to do the whole thing, but not at least breaking some pre-market lows and testing lower. So I feel like if you want to be long on this, you don't have any levels to go off of. So trend reversal is going to be the only play in here for NBIS. And if the $100 level is almost too obvious to mention. It topped out at 100 and failed a $100 break. So unless it gets back to 100, it's hard to want to be that bullish up here on NBIS. It's not that big of a deal for Microsoft. As Sean mentioned, there weren't that much on the imbalances, but now there's even less. Nothing is now over 500,000 shares. BABA at 280. UNH 250,000 in balance. Just to keep in mind with UNH, do like them back into the prior high, but this going you gotta go all the way back to July, the beginning of July. This 326 area here. If that pulls back, and it lost 330 at one point, we pull back into anywhere into the 326. 330 can't hold. I like UNH in there. Been a very, very good one off the $300 level, looking for some continuation there on UNH. Obviously, COREWEAVE at 100, and that CWD, maybe it did make that high in the pre. 70 million shares already. It's at 45. It's holding.
That's a good level.
I think there's a decent chance that this is halted within a minute of the open, or even less than that, to be honest with you.
So we
could halt quickly.
Yeah, I know. I think it does halt quickly. Remember, yesterday's first move on OCTO was a halt lower. We didn't get to talk about Tesla today yet, but 345 or 348.50 long break. I mean, better news in China, better China sales here, helping the name. Upside target 356. Yesterday we had Robinhood 310, 312, or 110, 112. We put a target on it at 116.50. It went to 118. So Robinhood, similar trade yesterday. Let's see what winds up happening here today. Good luck to everybody. I'm looking at that. I'm looking for dip by a few names, and we'll see what winds up happening here. Brought to you by Origenic. So OGen, go find it out. Thank you for them for sponsoring our opening bell. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. All right. So we have COREWEAVE. We're waiting to get some COREWEAVE down below here as well. I want to talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac at some point. There goes COREWEAVE right now. So it is taking a little bit of a move southbound right now, but that's okay. We're long at 99. That's what we wrote down. That's what we want to try. So let's try that right now. 98.50 is the 200, or 98 is the 200 period moving average. So we'll take a little bit out there for 50 cents. And now we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening here with COREWEAVE. Like the story, don't want to jump out of it too fast. We don't actually have that many shares. So I'm now thinking, we're not trying to catch falling knives, but I'm trying to think about now waiting. I'm actually not going to punch out. Yesterday's Robinhood was against me about $1, and then it ripped up $8. So let's just chill out right here. 96 and change. If we can break below there, then I know that we're in trouble. So let's give this one a couple minutes. We just bounced off of 98 there. Let's give this one some love back down into 97. If we break 96, we're out of COREWEAVE. We got to let it work. We can't just be jumping in and out of things all the time.
Oh, speaking of Robinhood just made an attempt at the all-time high. I did have this on the note if it fails an all-time high break, which it might be trying to do here off the jump. It is negative on the day. It just tried to get to 117. So if we break out, it needs to take 118. If it fails a 118 break, I'd be looking in the other direction. We were wrong about CWD. It did not halt right away.
Oh, no? It tanked. Hold down.
I mean, it did tank about $7, so it's not nothing, but it did not halt right away. I am actually very surprised that it held the bid. I don't see how you could dump that much and not halt off of the open. But AMD came into 153.5. That is Friday's high. It's not Friday's high. It's like Friday's afternoon high. I keep saying it like it's the high of the day. But it's already right back in. You got 50 cents, and then it came right back into the upside. So that wild action that you see at the open still in play.
What's up, Satanderjeet? Everybody that's in the chat there, you say we're doing it every day, and there it goes again. It's $1 right there on your first trade, and it is COREWEAVE. Nice move up there, man. We just got some out at $100 and $100.20 right there for COREWEAVE. So $100.27, my best out right there for CRWV. And oh boy, there it goes, man. Let's wait to see. We wrote down $99. We've got it. Let's see if it wants to go. We said 101.50 may be a problem. So let me get some more out here. If we get up to like $100.80 or so, maybe that would be something. But remember, this is just going to be a little bit of a violent trade here today for sure for COREWEAVE. So let's wait for it. We said if you were able to get some 99s, that might be a decent idea. So we did it. And I'm going to get, okay, there it is. Let's get some more out. Yes, go. Go COREWEAVE. Okay, we're excited now. All right, so Tesla. I already took 351, so our break was going to be 348. So we're going to sit here and see if we can get a 348 on Tesla. I'm actually going to cancel that Tesla trade and wait for a little bit lower on that name. We already have CoreWeave. It's your big banger of the day here. Neil's got AMD, but so far so good here. There goes CoreWeave, man, $1.30 now in the money on the posted level. So let's just let this thing go upside here if it can. $100. Oh gosh, if it can. There we go. Nice move. Yes, sir. $1.50 right there on this trade. So let's go short on AMD, long on CoreWeave right here, Neil and I.
Yeah, and that octo's doing absolutely nothing. NBIS is filling in the gap in a big way. It just hit $92. AMD, however, again, we'll cover the names that you guys are interested in, but I gotta let you know, AMD is trying to hold bid at yesterday's high, 152.5. So if it ends up being just that range-bound trade, we have to respect it. If this breaks 153.5, I'm going to jump out, wait for like a 155 level to come in. And OCTO, again, I don't really want to fade that other one. The chain link CWD. Yeah. Sir, shoot, I already forget the name. Doesn't matter. The chain link CWD. You guys know what I'm talking about in there. But OCTO is already starting to break down. There was no pop into 55. This is the one that I want to try to grab short. And, this is at a halt. Yeah, they didn't halt. Whatever. They didn't halt CWD when it made this kind of a move down off the open, but this one just halted to the downside, no fill. Yeah, no fill. It's crazy. You can't get the fills on the halt on this octo, man. It was just like this yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, we're now $2. There it is, man. 101 there. We said we'd possible look at 101.50 there today. So let's get something out. I should have just sat there. We dark, baby. I like that 101.30. I should have had an offer there, and we didn't.
CWD halted.
Okay, so there goes CoreWeave right here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There it is. Yes, bang. Okay. So far, so good, man. This is now $3 in the money. We said we were going to hold this one, and we held it like 75 cents against us to make $3. There it is, man. Yeah, I hope all of you guys are enjoying the show there. Neil's got the banger with AMD, I hope. And here goes right now. There's $3 now on CoreWeave. I'll take another piece out, but I mean, maybe this one even runs more. But we have half out already of this name, and I think we've done a lot better. Shout out to Adam DeLuz. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right there. But there it is. Like, we'll take another piece out up top there on your boy CoreWeave. So there it goes, man. Nice action. Yeah, you're welcome, Others Inc., man. We got to get hype around here. So there it goes. 101.50. I'll take another piece out right now. Let's go 52s and get another one out. All right, so we're getting less and less on the position. We've done well here. But yeah, that's only one trade. So 1 for 1. And, we're just chilling out now.
By the way, this halt down on CWD, I think this is a little bit dirty because if they'd halted it the first time, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But it's halted at $32.57, indicated to still open lower at 31.50. So crowd, whatever the heck this thing is called, CWD and OCTO both halted to the downside. I did try to grab a fill on it, but it was just like yesterday. You couldn't get it. AMD bounces off that first $0.50. It broke the $0.50 to the upside, so I want to make sure we stay green on it. I'm going to have my stop in every single time. It's now trying to go. The overall market is up, but we're not exactly blasting to the upside. Like, nothing's going crazy. Apple in here is doing literally nothing going into the event. I'm willing to buy the dip if it tries to fill in a little bit of this gap, at least until the event. I think it's to sell the news on the event for sure. There is another halt there, this STEC as well, everybody. Sandtech is some small cap, another small cap that's halted to the downside. This one is not a crypto play. That is CWD and OCTO. OCTO should open first. I'll let it calm down a little bit, but I feel like the top is in. I mean, who knew? Pre-market high was going to be the high for that CWD. It was distinctly different. OCTO did the bulk of that ridiculous move after the market was open. CWD was up like 2,000%, and we hadn't even gotten 50 minutes from the open. So wait for that one to open first. It should be OCTO in a couple minutes. Adara?
Let's keep an eye here at SOUN. Soundtown making a bit of a pop here off the open. Before the bell, they announced their acquisition of Interactions for $60 million in cash plus milestone payment. So SOUN on watch. Also, again, guys, on watch. No economic data at 9:45. At 10 a.m., we will have that quarterly employment change there. Quarterly employment and wages revision. I will be getting those numbers for you guys the second I get them. Again, 10 a.m. is when that release is supposed to be happening. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Adira, for that one. Just looking around to see if there's anything else going through here. We did get a high there on CoreWeave of 102. I'm at 85s, so I don't even know how I didn't get printed there. 102.85. Okay, must have been a crazy dark pool because I'm there at 102.85. So we'll see. Hopefully it comes back up into that area and we'll be able to get going on it. So we only have right now a third left. Hopefully we can get that price going. The other one that I want to look at today, we had Open Door talk here as well. So let's go over and have a quick talk about Open Door. Oh no, where am I shorting in this one? $6.30. So right into there, 620 is the highest we got. We'll wait to see if that can come through. Come on, CoreWeave's trying to go again. I just hope, I mean, not only did we write this down there on the sticky note today, but I also mentioned if it gets to 99, you might want to take some 0-day options where you can get that 101.50, 102, 103 area. And I wonder how much those right now are printing for all of you. And if you're in it, congratulations. Robinhood from yesterday, again, we talked about that move up to 118. It did make new all-time highs or so today. It was 117.70 was the all-time high. And looks like we got to 117.65 there. So we came pretty close to making that one more time. It's funny that CoreWeave is just doing so well here with the market, not really doing anything. I'm going to take out one more piece here at 102 if we're able to do that on CoreWeave, and just watch out for that. So Robinhood right now, nice little pullback in. We'll see if there's going to be a trade there. We could check out on Apple. I mean, we looked a little bit at that today. I think it is a nothing burger kind of a situation here today, and it's down. So yeah, I mean, if anything, I think it's one of those trades that we've talked about before where you buy the rumor, sell the news, and today's news day. So wouldn't be surprised there. Oh, you can't get 0-day options unless it's Friday. Okay, so there you go. I thought you still could, but okay. Anyways, here we go to the upside, 236.50 for Apple. I don't know. It looks like it wants to break the low right there. So I would be very nervous about that happening. It looks like it's going to happen right now. Like, why did Apple even do this move yesterday? But either way, you're right back into that spot there. Looks like we bounced to the penny off of that spot. So yeah, 236.34. If I turn like little negative on the market, I think this Apple short's probably something that we'll like to hit. So 236 and change right now. Just watching CoreWeave bouncing around 101.50 to 102 right now. I do have an offer at 102 flat. I'm going to move that down and just put it right here at 80s. So there it is. So we get that. We'll sacrifice 20 cents just to get out. So there it goes, man. We're getting less and less on CoreWeave.
Yeah, good look at CoreWeave.
Oh, you're out of AMD.
Oh, AMD broke that high. We're slightly up on it because AMD. We did take profit in front of VWAP. OCTO and OCTO and CWD have now opened back up. CWD, the second, it opened back up for first OCTO. The second CWD opened and broke the prior low. I just went short, and then my stop is the prior bar, just the halt price down on OCTO. So the halt price down is my out on OCTO. If it breaks above that halt price, then it's simple. I'll jump out of the trade. And I'm looking for it to bounce off like 30. It's right in here, like 36 bucks. So looking for a quick little scalp into the 36 level and keeping an eye on CWD, because if CWD goes again, OCTO could just go in sympathy. Not that that makes necessarily sense. What the heck does Chainlink have to do with anything? But at the same time, this is a pure momentum play, so you got to respect the momentum when it does come right back in. So it did give one fill in there. It was breaking the 40 level, but you're seeing CWD start to recover a little bit here. And if that goes, I think you could take OCTO with it. But this is the only, I'll short this one. I won't short the other necessarily. I just feel like on day two, probably a little bit safer in terms of liquidity on OCTO now that we're a little more familiar with it. And yeah, Apple's doing an absolute nothing burger. So I think this is good that we're being patient with Apple. The event might be the big move. I'm still thinking it's a sell the news event, and the Nasdaq here is kind of teetering back and forth. So either you're in a mover or you're probably in wait and see mode for the next move here. Nasdaq touched the high, touched the low, and we're right back in the middle.
Yeah, make sure that you guys, yeah, so it's a good out. Now, COREWEAVE at 101.50 right now, so decent out on that one. We'll have to wait for some Palantir talk here as well. But you got to go into the chat. You got to hit right now, you got to go $ something. So you see how Rivian Millionaire just typed open? If you go $ open, then it will, you know, pop. There you go, populate is the word I'm looking for, and it will come right to the top. So that's what you want to do. You want to look for the names that you want us to talk about. Neil and I will refer to this throughout the chat, throughout the day, and we'll look at the chat for all this. So I see you guys getting excited right now, so put them in there. Google, Palantir, GameStop, Big Bear, Tesla, Palantir. So thank you so much for that, and this was made by Fabian. So thank you, Fabian, for creating this, and gives us a good idea to go ahead and look at it. So there it goes. We are now in open doors. So trade alert. Right here for open doors. So let's give this a little look here. We wanted this short yesterday. This is the short that we did have yesterday into this level, but it did not break it. So right now we're back into here. So we don't want to be short something if it's starting to rip our faces off. Definitely not worth it. So 640 here as an out. We can lose 12 cents on this. 641, that'll be my stop out here for open door. Hopefully, I mean, whatever, I don't know where this is going to go, but hopefully it comes back in just a little bit. And if we could take 10 cents on the first piece, we should probably do that. So 620 or so here for open doors where I'm going to be sitting. If it does come back in, great. If not, whatever, we have our stop order, and I think it's worth taking a little bit of risk there on open door. Back into 101 again here goes COREWEAVE. Tesla's still hovering around 350, so not much going on there. I'll take another out on COREWEAVE in the 25s if we can do that. All right, open door looks like it wants to go higher, so maybe we'll lose on that. 633 right now. Look how choppy Tesla is this morning.
We're in a halt, by the way.
Oh, which one?
CWD, but the second I saw it go halt to the downside, yeah, that one went, it halted to the downside, but OCTO didn't break. So I flatted the OCTO trade, because to me, if that stock halts like $10 down, I'm thinking this thing should be flushing, but it's not. It's actually catching a bit of a bid. So we'll go for the small scalp win, because you couldn't, well, I mean, I say you couldn't, but I'm speaking for myself. I couldn't get shares either time when CWD was breaking down. We have locates on it. You just couldn't get filled going into the short trade. So there's now the second halt to the downside, indicating 25.93 when this is likely to open up in about 5 minutes or so. Seems like it did make that high of the day in the pre-market, and this one just cannot seem to get going the same way. But this is why you take profit. Right? Like, it doesn't have to make sense, but if you don't take any profit on these and try to hold them forever, it's either they drop an offering in a few days or it gets rugged at some point intraday. You know, and either way, you don't want to get that FOMO. Pay yourself out, and then you can hold for the dream if you got a bunch, if you're working with house money. So AMD, I think we made the good out there at the $0.50. Now it's running this 154. The market's not doing a heck of a lot. So until you break out above Friday's morning range high, and I still want to look for the reversion here on AMD. Up 1.5% while nothing is really happening elsewhere unless you're looking at those crypto plays. But yeah, looking for that fade there in AMD. You're going to stick with it. Starting to get some topping tail candles, but I want it to calm down and show me the other side of the V. And Concepcione in the chat, GameStop earnings should be interesting after the bell. But make sure, everyone, that you're typing that $sign, because I see a few people typing alphabet in there and without the $sign. It's not going to make the list if you don't put $sign. And CWD obviously #1 right now.
All right, so let's go to the downside right now with open door. So far, so good, man. We'll go 3 for 3 here, 2 for 2 today with the open trades. There's open. There's open door right there, 630 short. It's at 624. We'll wait to see if it gets going there. COREWEAVE as well. CWD, we just talked about it. So we're going to wait. $2 on COREWEAVE right now, and a big 6 cents on open door. We're going to wait. The other trade that didn't come through yet is Tesla. Pretty choppy, man. We talked about 348 to 345. So some levels to look at there for Tesla and whatnot. But there's open door. It just went down into went to 23s there, I guess. And I told you where we were sitting. So we did not get the fill. There we are at 621 right now for that one. Robinhood is moving around, of course. We talked about that earlier. Actually, no, it's not. I keep getting it that it keeps on hitting VWAP, but it is hitting VWAP, but it's not doing anything. It's just going up and down and now down. last move down there on Robinhood. So we can have a look over there as well. Yeah, AMD 154. They got that downgrade, and we talked about stepping away from them today because I didn't like the price action. So I'm sort of glad we did that. But I just would have looked short, and it went from 150 to 154 there. All right, so 169. NVIDIA has been on the opposite of a heater lately. It's been going downside right here. So you could see right now 185 looks like that's going to be the local top. That's the all-time high. We made that just before earnings and during earnings, and then boom, right down there into the downside. As the names in the space continue to be pretty strong. I mean, you know, we saw Broadcom. We just talked about AMD going to the downside, but Micron, ARM's a little different, but some of those names, Micron, of course, memory. We saw Marvell have a bad report, and it's made its way back to the upside as well. So NVIDIA right now underneath the 50-period moving average. I really want to pick up some NVIDIA. So if this can get into the 160s again, I'm there to scoop. So hopefully that will happen for me, and we'll be able to buy some more NVIDIA down near those lows. Just another point quickly here. Open door was good down there. We missed it by 2 pennies, the offer, and now we're coming right back up, and we almost got stopped out by 2 pennies. So $6.40. Just want to make sure that everybody's in that. If it breaks back above there, we'll lose our 10 cents, or I guess it'll be 13 cents on this trade there today so far. AMD really cracking lower right now. So, all right, you're not in anything, but you've got something to go with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk a little bit about Beta Pro by Globex and their new competition for everybody out there. It's the biggest winner. Ooh. Simulated ETF trading competition with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including a 20 grand prize, and it's risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform, whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, because it's a chance to test strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So you think you have what it takes? Then check it out and become the biggest winner. Sign up today. Scan the QR code you see out in front of you. I can't. It's hard to adjust.
The crotch shot.
Yeah, it's not the same as it was before.
I mean, all I do is tell things like it is.
It's not the same.
You know. I would love a coffee.
Yes.
XOM.
Adara has news, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning Boeing here. Boeing at day's lows here. This is the 15-minute chart. We do have some comments here coming from the CEO of Airbus saying that apparently engine production is the most challenging part of their supply chain as of right now. The CEO is also saying that the company is confident they're going to reach their 820 delivery target, but that's also conditional on engine supply. So Airbus CEO flagging some supply chain issues right now. BA possibly dropping on sympathy here. Didn't see any other catalyst for this name in these comments. Came out about 3 minutes ago. I'm still seeing them coming out as well. Again, 10 a.m. we will get that quarterly employment and wages number. I will be delivering that for you guys, so stay tuned. Back to you.
Employment and wages. I like you a lot. All right, COREWEAVE, nice little upside play there. We are about to get stopped out of our open door, as the door is closing on this trade very fast. $6.41. I mean, again, we lose on it, we lose on it. We'll lose about half on this, what we made on COREWEAVE. So it's still going to be a loss, but, you know, well managed, I feel like. So, all right, COREWEAVE up there to 102.50. It's a $3 winner. We're just going to have to wait on it to see if it does print the full ride there or not, but I'm now at 102.50, 102.15, sorry, for that bid. Again, you know, we don't talk about the pink sheets obviously enough here, but we should. Like, look what Fannie Mae is doing, FNMA rate. Oops,
is it up again?
PK, is it up again? It's $15. So this name was $30, $30 was $3, you know, during the presidency there during the election, and then we all found out exactly the plan of action there, and it was a good one for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Oops. Sorry about that. Got to get the PK going on right there. There it is. So nice move. Look at what it's been doing since. Huge, huge, huge. So
the
huge
government's
move.
saying 5% they are going to sell.
Yeah, look at this, man. $5 bottoms right into there. This is November when the president came in, $1.60. So congratulations for everybody on this tip right there, man. This is a 10Xer right there on Fannie Mae. So, wow, there it goes again. And oh boy.
If the president says bye-bye.
There it is. Look at Open Door. right there. We just got 31s, baby. So we take a little bit of an out there on this name. So happy, joy again for me on this play here with Fannie Mae, with Open Door. Here it comes back in. Let's go, Open Door. You know, we're not making any money on this right now, but if we did find the top there, maybe we did. Quickly ins and outs there just to make sure we capture some profits on that one, and then we get our COREWEAVE trade as well. So that was a good idea. We just got 102.16s right there. So, yeah, I don't know. So far, so good. I was going to say, I don't know what I want to do. Sorry, I was looking at Open Door on the other screen. Don't know what I want to do with Open Door. That's 621. I'm already sitting there. So why don't we put something here at 26s again, because we did get a reloaded position. So in what everybody, including myself, thought was going to be a losing trade right now turns out to be a winning trade on what was a reload. You know, all we have to do is stick to our support and resistance plays, and we made that there with Open Door. We made it with COREWEAVE, and they worked out both of them. So, you know, can't be happier with this right now. There's the face slapper as it's still going. So nice move here, I think, anyways, for Open Door.
Yeah, Open Door with a nice move and maybe getting a little bit of a traction and volume-wise as some of these other ones start to taper off a little bit. OCTO comes back and gives me the fill at 40. Well, sorry, not OCTO. Robinhood comes back into VWAP and gives me the fill underneath the volume-weighted average price. This is simple. It failed all-time high or failed to get to the all-time high and putting in lower highs into the volume-weighted average price. So as long as it's underneath VWAP, holding that resistance and trending down, going to stay in this. If you're looking at OCTO and CWD, CWD is leveling off. I mean, it's trying to level off, I should say, in front of the volume-weighted average price. It's still up about 1,000%, but it's down. It's been cut in half since its pre-market highs. If it bounces from here, the halt price at 32 is where I want to look, but I still like OCTO instead. So I'm trying to get back into OCTO off its down halt price and reloading in front of that 42.5. So into Robinhood. I like Robinhood, but if you fail an all-time high at the open, then I'm going to want to play a little continuation short. 114.5 is the target. That was VWAP in the afternoon yesterday where it was able to bounce. So yeah, I like Robinhood. They're getting added next week to the S&P 500, or check that 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks yesterday, going into the S&P 500. Them and a couple of others.
All right. Travolta is not working. All right, that's fine. We'll do Money Storm. Shout out to Mob Deep. It's a quiet storm around here right now. This has just been, again, reloaded position there on Open Door, and there it goes. So we just got it top of the day, 640 down into 620 there for Open Door. So good trading there. I don't know, Neil, man, we're $3 in the money on COREWEAVE. We're 20 cents in the money here on Open Door. The market just keeps on giving us more and more of what we need right here. And, you know, the trade ideas are plenty. We marked down both of these. I'll put this, it's also on Instagram. I put it here every day. What's up to everybody that was giving some props earlier today in the chat about everything that we do here. Thank you so much for all of that. I mean, there's Open Door 630 short. Right now, that's just 15 cents in the money. I don't know. And then there's the COREWEAVE long, which is now $4 in the money. So we only have 2 trades today, and they're both absolutely monstrous. We have that CWD in the pre-market, but we just threw some money away at that one. But there it goes, man. Yes, sir. Look at this. Look at this. Straight downside right here for Open Door. I mean, I'm not happy about it. I know there's a lot of, I am happy, but I know there's a lot of traders out here that probably are long on Open Door, but we went short on it. We made some money yesterday short, pretty good money too. Near the end of the day, it went to, we didn't put this trade on until 3:30, and it was PNL2 for me there yesterday. So that was a good one. We'll wait to see what happens here with the remainder of this trade. But Open Door, and there goes COREWEAVE at the high. Oh boy, at the high of the day again. So we'll take another piece out for COREWEAVE. There's not even much to do here. anymore. These new monitors have started to hurt my eyes a little bit, so we put on the Superman glasses and we traded like Superman. So we'll probably keep these on. 103 right now, $4 now, Neil, on that one, and 30 cents, or trying to get 30 cents on Open Door. So far, so good, man. Yeah, the best trading format. Thank you so much, John Obama there. Oh, also, you could see here too, if you go over and you're maybe not on, Twitter, but you're on Instagram. So here it is on Instagram, right here today as well. You can go find out what we're talking about. There it is, 4 stocks to trade today. There's Tesla, there's Open, there's CoreWeave, there's CWD. So if you're on Instagram, go find it. If you're on Twitter, go find it. Right there, I'll put them in the chats, and thank everybody for being with us here one more time, as the trades are bountiful, plentiful, and hopefully you guys are also having your big days today. So congratulations to everybody for finding Trader TV Live. You're now locked into the best trading show, period. So yeah, hit those bells.
CWD continues
right
to
there.
go lower.
CWD continues to go lower. Unfortunately, we haven't made any money on it, but I know there's a lot of PLS. Did you get a trade? No. There it goes, CWD. Yeah.
Only traded OCTO. Like I said, CWD. You know, you weren't really able to get some of the obvious shorts, right? Like when it retook the halt price, when it halted down initially, there were no fills to be had. The spread just opens up if it takes a support level. So if you're trading this with stop orders, understand your slippage is going to be absolutely gigantic. But as long as it keeps breaking down, then the sympathy play that is OCTO is going to be right there. It's just holding a consolidation. I just want to short in the consolidation again and see if we can't get, I'm sitting on the offer just above 41 and then giving it to that 42.5. My stop order is in just in case. Obviously we're in Robinhood. That one's just off the volume weighted average price again. But hey, it's putting in a higher low. I just noticed where it's putting in the higher low was the open range bottom. So if the open range candle bottom is starting to hold support, and that ends up being a 50-cent scalp, then take it. Because if it's just going to be sideways action in the market, then you might want to go with the rinse and repeat action. So Robinhood, fail the high. And again, look, I love Robinhood, but fail to really take out that top and fail to hold the pre-market breakout level. So once it does that, just looking for the general short trade in this bad boy. And we are going to Adara for happening now and economic numbers.
We are supposed to be getting these BLS, or Bureau of Labor Services, benchmark revision and the U.S. quarterly employment and wages for Q1 here. Last time, I remember these did not come out quite at 10, but we are expecting them at 10 a.m. The previous print here for this revision for NFP was negative 818,000. Let's see what we get in just 2 seconds here. This is the only economic data of the day. And do we have the printout? I'm waiting to see if this is going to populate here. We're still loading. I'm going to come back to this and see if we have the number. As I mentioned last time, I remember this was a bit delayed as well. Here's the Nasdaq right now, finding some support around just below that 579 level. But keep an eye on this market today in general. We have the Apple event. Apple, as a Make 7 name, does have a bit of course, an important role in the market. So anything that moves Apple can also move everything else here with the Qs. They did get a $270 price target from Redbush ahead of this event. Starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, and check out our midday show. I'll be providing live coverage of that. NBIS also on watch here, striking a deal with MSFT. This gapped up as high as 50 to 60%, but did drop a little bit here off the open. I'm going to see if we have any update here on these BLS numbers. Payrolls revision, negative 911,000. That is apparently the biggest on record and is also above the previous revision, larger than to the downside, the previous revision of negative 818,000. So again, negative 911,000 here for that non-farm payrolls annual revision versus the previous print there of negative 818,000. And before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Oragenics. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Oragenics is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
about how important brain health obviously is. So thanks, Adara, for all that. And thanks for the update on that jobs number right there. Okay, good. Yeah. You were just short something, right? So
okay, I did get covered on hood. That actually wasn't why I was hitting the flush. Okay. Because that's just it's a standard move down. What I think this is just a pullback to make another run at the all-time high in Robinhood. Like, I think we're calmed down. We're going VWAP. We're coming back into that 114.5 where it held up yesterday, and then you make a bounce, and maybe we can start looking for something to retake that high. But it's just a VWAP continuation play, scalp trade for $1 change. But it was Calibra, whatever, CWD just broke the volume weighted average price and is now 18, 17. Really starting to crater. This one could end up halting to the downside at some point. Again, it's going right into the halt band. Okay, if OCTO doesn't go, OCTO, it's just turning into this sideways action. I scalped it a couple of times underneath this halt price to the downside, but this one refuses to fall apart. So I'm gonna scalp it one more time in here and see if that can't hold or break out that bottom. I feel like if it breaks the low, it should get instantly to like $34, $35 here on OCTO. But CWD halted for the second time. Check that, third time to the downside, made a high of 56. You're still in the money if you bought this yesterday. You're still in the money if you bought it at 7 a.m. But if you tried playing this one and didn't cover going into the open, it really broke that trend. And yeah, these treasury plays, this is the downside of it. And ultimately, fundamentally, it doesn't have to make sense. Chainlink is not doing anything. Chainlink, I mean, it's moving very, very infinitesimally to the downside, Chainlink. This is all momentum, 700,000 share float that turned over a bajillion times, because it's, what is that, 120 times it turned over the float. Yeah. Complete insanity. But unfortunately, unlike OCTO yesterday, this one giving up the ghost earlier.
Yeah, and I always feel like they get you thinking that it's going to be one way. It's like that. It's like Klarna tomorrow. Like I'm not sure that's going to be the greatest trade of all time.
I'm not as excited about Klarna as the other ones that we've.
Right, and then people are going to use the same kind of strategies and potentially get killed tomorrow. So we'll wait to see what happens with Klarna tomorrow. But we're going to be here trading it live for you. I've only have 2 trades today. It's open door short, as we posted on the note. Right into there. We just got to fill again at 611 right there. So I just for telling everybody how much of the shares we have left on this trade. I only have 15% left now. So we came into VWAP. I mean, all these clear outs are pretty much 15s and 16s. The best out we have was just now at 11s. We did get as low as 7 there, and I didn't have a bid because I was thinking crash, and we did, but we didn't crash that hard. We were up to 640. So again, this is a different beast, right? Because we're taking now 30 cents would have been that low on a $6 name, so that's a 5% move, right? So you gotta, sort of take it with a grain of salt a little bit here, and wait to see what's going on. I just saw someone said Tesla rug pull. Shout out to Jarrett. What's up, Jarrett? Yeah. Wow, okay. So we are coming in. I mean, look, I like that 345, but remember, now it's 10:05. So all the trades that I've posted up anyways, they're a good idea of like what I was looking at. But remember, at the end of the day, things change. And now we've been live markets here for 35 minutes. And you got to play what the market gives you at all times. So we did write down 345 dip buy for Tesla. It looks like it just held, but I laugh because you never know where these things are going. And the reason why we put down 345 was quite clear. It was right into here, yesterday's support. And, sometimes you sit there and you catch these falling knives, and sometimes they're great. And, like a COREWEAVE gave us that opportunity to do that. But Tesla right there, that's a tough one, because if it keeps on going, then you are DOA. I wanted to check to see if there was another name that maybe we're missing out on here.
UNH only.
UNH, okay. Open door. I mean, congratulations to anybody trading open door right there. That's been... So my number 1 stock will be COREWEAVE, but right behind it is Open Door. It's not far off, so that was a good one there. We have GameStop coming tonight to join Adara and myself, as we'll be doing Oracle earnings tonight, as well as GameStop, so we'll have to look at that right there. I mean, I know that had that magical level of 21 on GME, so that's a good one. Let's just see what everything's up here. Meta up 0.9, Robinhood down 2%, so you had a good short on that one. AMD is up 1% despite getting downgraded, or a cautious note on that. MMA, I don't even know what that is. We'll have a quick look on MMA. They're
probably not moving.
Up 250%. So
oh, it's probably
that there. So yeah, $2.89. So a small little stock there, but yeah, big one. MMA. Okay, we'll have a look. Palantir Circle gets the square, and today it's getting upside, I guess. So we'll see.
So it is what you think. Mixed Martial Arts Group are shares trading higher. The company appointed.
Nice.
Check that. Trump Jr., Donald Trump Jr. as a strategic advisor. So that was the story. Obviously, that hit in the pre-market here. Strategic advisor running, I'd say, slightly higher because this was at $6, almost $5.50. This was at. It was actually up 550% to the upside. Yeah. Now only 240% to the upside. I don't have a. Where's the float? I'm trying to find the float on this thing.
I'll find it. What is it? MMA.
Oh, there it is. 11 million. 11 million is the float on this, and it's done 95 million shares. So MMA, Trump Jr., an advisor. I guess that's all you need. You don't really need much else of a story for that. So OCTO still, it's trading in this range. I was able to get a fill up here just in front of 42. That's razor thin. Every single time I've gotten short, it's been a little bit tighter to that halt price, but no breakdown just yet. I just saw the reopen on CWD. Look, CWD lost VWAP. If it regains VWAP, I should just realize that OCTO does not want to fall with it. So CWD basically bleeding since the open if you've had it, and OCTO just continues to hold this $3 range. And hold it pretty well. They are. All right.
I was going to say, what's going on with OCTO? Because you've been in that for a minute. Did it halt?
It halted down,
right, okay.
Reopened, and has now held the halt range to the afternoon low. Like almost to the dime. It's a $3 range that it's been sitting in this entire time. Scalped, and it refuses to break it. I'm already bidding. My exit liquidity is if it breaks and then gets to 36, because that was what I thought was going to be support here on OCTO. This monster level at 36 that held really well throughout the afternoon. But I might just have to there's a size seller at 39.07. I might just punch it out if this continues to hold this bid for so long.
Okay, so just a couple quick updates. I mean, we just have these two positions on right now. I only have 10% left now of open door. We got 18s and we got 21s. So I was just like, I'm not letting this thing rip back up. So there's the 21 break of that 50 period there. Of the 21 period moving average. And so we get out right there, and then we got out just before that at 17 and change. We got like a half print type of thing. Yeah, so far so good on the day there today. But yeah, we did make a little bit of a mistake there, by not taking out open door at that very bottom. But let's look to see something else. I mean, we've been trading Palantir for a couple minutes on this show. So let's have a quick little look there. Pretty flat off the open, nice little dump into 156.60 there for PLTR. So we're gonna have to wait, I think, on this one anyways, to see where it wants to go from here. But Palantir right now, 157.50 and change. Everybody CWD. This was one that we had earlier on, and we're lucky. I actually have pretty much the high ticks of the day here. Doesn't mean that they were good trades. I mean, we're going long 50s and getting stopped out. Every trade we had, we got stopped out, but this is why you want to get stopped out when things aren't working properly for you, because quite frankly, this is what happens. And Neil's sort of highlighted that. He's in OCTO, or was in OCTO. We'll go check out on that one in a minute. But right there, CWD downside move here on the Treasury. And we do know that they're looking to make some new regulations and all that for these kind of companies, just being able to do this. The rich keep getting richer, but today, if you bought high, it's not good, and you're waiting for something to go through. There's the break. This is why we get out when it breaks levels, because you don't want to be sitting around and waiting for something to happen. It's either going to happen against you or for you, and when it starts happening against you, just get out, because there is always another day for every.
There's always another trade.
Yeah, day trade, whatever. I mean, some people get stopped out, and if you get stopped out, then you may be stopped out for the day, and you come back tomorrow, right? I mean, we have our stop outs here on the show, and whether or not we hit them or not, which is not very often, but you can wait to see here what winds up going through here on the market in general. But yeah, so far so good as we watch out for today's movements.
Yeah, just very quickly, guys, that CWD continues to break down. On OCTO, the same buyer keeps holding it up. I said if I see CWD break the low one more time and this buyer holds at 38, half to 39, I would just hit the seller that was at 39.07. So I just punched out when that guy broke. So inside this range, it's 42 down to about 38. It's for half an hour this has held the same range, and we're just able to scalp inside, which is good. It's fine. It's profitable, but to get the short on CWD would have been much better. And for anyone out there that's asking, we mentioned this yesterday here at Real Trading. We have access to you know, short basically everything in the market, and if we can't get borrows, then we can pay for it. So CWD was pay for shorts today. You can short it for us. OCTO, you probably didn't want to yesterday, but the OCTO you can also pay for locates. You definitely didn't want to pay for them. Well, if you paid for them yesterday, all you can do is hope that you didn't use them. The other name that I was involved in, I think we got the right area to get out on Robinhood, but it's not doing the second part of the equation, which was hold the higher low and then start breaking out into a long. No, it's still kind of going down here in Robinhood. So I took the continuation trade into VWAP, but Robinhood down 1.5%, holding on to yesterday's all-day support at about 114.5. As the market tries to go higher, I'm kind of hoping this makes a run at the high, because the play would be to short initially on the failed breakout, but still get the breakout if the market can go here. Robinhood, super strong name getting added with AppLovin.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the addition.
Oh, what's the other one called again?
AppLovin.
No, but there's that third engineering company no one cares about.
Oh, I don't even care about it. No.
There's an engineering company that's also going in.
I think there's only two
with the other two. It's just no one cares about it, and it didn't move yesterday. That's why no one even talked about it. I don't even remember their name. But there is another one going in. It's, what is it, Adara?
MCOR.
MCOR. There you go.
I never even heard of it. Okay, so yeah, no, I didn't even realize there was a third name getting there yesterday. So congratulations to MCOR. All right, so I'm going to get out a little bit more here, if I can, on COREWEAVE. Again, we have less than 10% left of this trade. We have pretty much 10% left. So 101.60, we keep on bouncing off of this level here. I'm just going to sit there and wait. I identified it too late. We could have got out there. I was at 101.80. Honestly, where this 21 period was, but when I put it there, and I just was kind of like, let me check back in on this name, because we've been doing work on Open Door. We got another out right there at 25s. So just getting more outs as it's coming back to the upside. So now we have less than 10% left on, we have about 8%, 7.5%. Every time I'm getting out, it's like, now it's 2.5, these were 5%. I told you we had 15%, then we had 10, so 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 again. I'm just getting out small pieces on the way up, because I want to still, if it does tank, although we only have 7.5% left, most of the outs there at VWAP. So, pretty happy, obviously, with the trading there so far on Open Door. And we'll see if we got it. Okay, there it is. I'll just go over here. We did get the COREWEAVE, so we'll go props up to that one. Sirens up 250 there on COREWEAVE. 14 years, though, and zero hacks, zero excuses. BTCC.com delivers when others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500 times. Tesla, gold, and Forex also included. With smart copy trading, you just don't watch the pros, you trade like them. Regulated in the USA, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders and growing. Trader TV Live exclusive right now. Scan that QR code on your screen right here. Get that link in description as well. Get 15% deposit bonus for BTCC.com. The pros trade there, and so can you. So BTCC.com, we want to thank them for their sponsor of the segment. So there it goes, man. Yeah, what a day. We just have the two trades. We've hit our daily goal. It's been a good one so far. The mistake that we made earlier was CWD, thinking that, hey, man, off open, maybe it halts. We weren't able to hold it. We got out of this trade at 9.16 or 9.17 there. So not much happening for me on CWD today, but it has been a really good one. And we just want to make sure that everybody gets into the chat right now. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm putting a poll up, Andre. Are you green or red on the day thus far? I think that'll get some votes going. So let's get that going. It's 10:15. I believe it's over to the desk. So let's go over to the desk with Adair, and we'll get that poll up for you. Stat. DoorDash on watch. This company has now had its
acquisition of Deliveroo approved by the European Union. So again, European Union approving DAS8 and their acquisition of Deliveroo. SBLX on watch here as well. James Altucher just cited this one as a long idea on X. Back to you.
Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that deal. Not that anyone cares too much about that Deliveroo. But I'm back into AMD, which is the only one that didn't go to plan. Like obviously Robinhood pretty much went right to plan. OCTO worked, but it didn't give you like a $10 move. It just went like $2-3 at a time in there. But AMD still holding. The market doesn't want to break the range, and we're not going to get to 155. It just failed 154 at the open, and it's trying to trend back into there again. So I'm kind of short it back in, but I don't want it. I'm not getting out at the high of the day. I'm playing for the lower high play. So if it breaks out just above this 80 level, I want to get out and hunt for a better price. Try to keep it tight to the vest and preserve the profits. I know CWD continues to be top of the list. So we got to keep going on over it. It's overwhelmingly the #1 symbol of interest. It's still under VWAP. It's halted 3 times to the downside, but holding out temporarily that last halt at about 1775 or 1760, whatever this works out to, and trying to get back into the upside. It's trying to break trend long. I'm not trying to go long this stock though, but it is trying to break trend to the long side. If you're looking for a long trade in CWD, this is probably the longest it's held a bid since the open. So to that,
right,
I mean, that's, again, I'm not trying to go long in this stock. I was looking for places to fade, and there really was nothing if you didn't get that first initial candle to the downside. The fills were hard to come by on it. So we're back into AMD, but shout out to anyone that might have caught this little bottom here on CWD. The float is the story here, I think, at only 700,000 shares, which is infinitesimally small, and it's a pure momentum play. But on a 15-minute, this is going to tell you everything you need to know about this stock. Like, it is straight up on a 15-minute till the open. It is straight down without a single green candle on the 15-minute yet. This is the kind of stuff, you could put in one green candle, and then the next one, and then after that, it's halting to the upside a couple times. So, wild action here. Just notice what the trend is and try not to fight it if you can avoid it.
Oh, we just missed 20s. Okay, so we're bidding 20. Okay, here we go. We're bidding 20s. I'm on ARCA Gateway. So trying to get paid. And again, if you are, trading here with real trading or on a prop floor, there's different gateways that you can use. ARCA has the largest line. Like if I'm on a dark pool there, I'm going to pay for the fill, but I'm probably going to get it at 20s. So the difference about, getting a fill and missing a fill is everything. So I'm going to switch it right now and go over to something else. So maybe we can get a fill not lining up with that ARCA. I mean, I put ARCA there a while ago. It just, I'm somewhere in that line, but 70,000 shares when IEX only has 4,000, BATS only has 8,000, and CC we missed. Oh no, well, we got the fill. Wow, okay, I didn't even notice. So we switched it over there to a dark pool and got that fill at $6.20. So that just saved, I mean, look, now it's going to break and we're going to get out on ARCA, but you saw that go back up there to, there it goes. You saw that go back up to 622 there. So sometimes, getting the fill, but the difference between getting it and missing it is everything. So, oh wow, now, okay. There's some size now. Let's see if we can follow this thing down there on Open Door. 2 for 2, huge right now today. Look at COREWEAVE though, man, all the way back right now. So there's our nether out. So right now I have less than 5% of this name left. So let's just put our stop in now actually I canceled my stop so I can just put in another one. Breaking 99, 98.99 right there. Immediate stop out. Bang, the big trade of the day for me there, COREWEAVE. We're up a little bit more on COREWEAVE than we are on Open Door. That's all that for me right there. I don't try to make it even. I just looking to see what's going on.
OCTO is now halted up.
OCTO now halted, and I think CWD started going as well a little bit there. Marvell, good trade there, Marvell. We bought some pre-earnings. We averaged into our position, and we bought some again after earnings. So we were able to luckily, average into our price in and around that 63 mark. So we're going to wait to see what Marvell's doing. It's trying to go upside as well, and AMD trying to break the high of the day. And before we go over to Adair, I just want to check out this poll right here. So we put a poll out, and if you guys are in the chat, make sure, what about Sticky Note Gang? Yeah, what's up, Sticky Note Gang, coming through, man. The Sticky Note is hot fire today. There it is. So, okay, good. We like to see that. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
That is
awesome.
Right now, so 6 out of every 10 traders watching right here, green. So, yeah, and the worst thing you can do as a trader would be to lie to yourself. So just select whatever you are right there today. It doesn't matter, it's pure anonymous. And there we go, 60-40, so congrats. And it's always nice when the plays work out, right? And I feel like, you know, yesterday, that OCTO, if you had it, you were probably green the whole day. If you misstepped on it, you were probably red the whole day. So, you know, congratulations on trading some of those plays there. Now we can go over to the desk, I believe, with Adara.
Here's the Russell 2000 pushing lower. The IWM is going to be on watch, especially heading into tomorrow and Thursday when we get the PPI and CPI respectively. We know that inflation is something that the small caps and especially the Russell 2000 are a bit more sensitive to. Let's talk about some of these movers, starting with MMA, Mixed Martial Arts Group. This one of, I guess, many small cap companies as of late, announcing that Donald Trump Jr., or one of the Trump sons, in this case, Donald Trump Jr., has joined as an advisor to the company. Market cap $32.6 million. Float here of about 11 million shares. Let's talk here about OPEN as well. Again, this is not really a small cap. It is in the low single-digit billions in terms of market cap, but it is one that's getting this movement here with retail attention. OPEN continuously on watch. Yesterday did trade a little bit lower throughout the session, but today, right now, trying to bounce a little bit. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at SBLX. I mentioned this one, StableX Technologies. Not a ton of volume, around 1 million shares, continuing to pick up volume, though, because it does have an intraday catalyst. James Altucher mentioned this one as a long idea on X, so make sure to like, subscribe, and join us every day if you enjoy this content. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. But this is, this is wild action. OCTO now halted to the upside, so I think we made the right call getting out of this one when it didn't break down. You have to follow your rules, like work or not. Like part of the reason why I was looking for the short was it was just technically breaking down. Obviously after yesterday it was significantly lower. And at the time you did add the sympathy play, CWD was breaking as well. But as this was breaking lower, you were really just going sideways. And you could see on level 2, I remember saying there was a buyer in here at 38.5. So eventually it tried to run the bottom. And when it ran that low of the day, meaning it broke the low of the day by just a little bit, it came back above. The second it held, it halts to the upside. That's how much it can go from just okay or small movement or slight winner into nastiness. Like if you don't have a stop order, you're not reading the tape, or you don't have a plan of action before you get into the trade. Like to me, I'm short here, stop was there, and I'm scalping inside the range, but I'm like, if it doesn't break down, I have to have myself a plan of action to be able to get out. And when I saw it hold a bid, that's the plan of action to be able to get out there. And someone asked, AMD, it's going to run the high of the day. I'm not giving it to the high of the day. As far as I'm concerned, Robinhood and OCTO will be obviously bigger for me than AMD because that only worked off of the open. But I'm not going to take a rinse on this. Like it's holding the high, but it's still trending up relative to the market. So want to take my shots at it, but on the other side of the V. This one seems like it's still trying to define that lower high. And I look over at NVIDIA, which obviously these two stocks are at least somewhat correlated. NVIDIA near the lows, down 0.1%, and trending lower. AMD just has to play a little catch up, or in this particular case, catch down, I guess, Adara?
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Trade the Pool. Every trader knows that if you want to grow, you have to risk more. At least that's how it used to be. Trade the Pool is changing that. It's the new revolution in stock trading. You don't need a large deposit. Trade the Pool is built for any trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just a small skin in the game, and you're trading with real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at $47. That is your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs, using company capital. Head to tradethepool.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you to Mitch for all of that. I wonder what he's trading here this morning.
Just very quickly,
go ahead.
People keep asking about this STEC. This will be halt number, that doesn't really matter. I was going to check my halt scanner to count, but who cares? It's actually a halt up this time, and the tap is 205. This can't stay open. It's done 20 million shares. That's very, very deceiving. It's about the most useless 20 million shares if it can't stay open for more than 1 3-minute bar on this chart. So as I said, be very careful trading it. It is going into an uphold, but this already upholted twice and almost got cut in half after 2 upholds. So I don't remember what the story was with STEC, but this does look a little bit, at least a teensy bit nasty. Someone asked why Robinhood was tanking. It's not tanking. Robinhood's down 2%. It was up a bajillion% yesterday. Like if you zoom it out, Robinhood is in some ways holding consolidation at the highs is the best way to put it. But I still think it has a chance to make a run at that high of the day. So yeah, it was a fail. Like the first look was if it fails the high, look for the continuation short. That's literally what I wrote in the note. But I still like this generally as a long breakout play. So as long as it can hold on to these lower, these lower highs in the daily, a good consolidation here, I want it to break out and get inventory into a high break potentially this afternoon. And the other thing to keep in mind this afternoon is the Apple event. Still a bit of a nothing burger. Apple is not moving. Not till 1 o'clock. Can't break the high, can't break the low. So I guess we might just be waiting on this. I was hoping for a gap fill to be able to buy the dip into some of these lows from last week. Still a chance that that could happen, but it's now 10:30. It's been an hour, and Apple's refusing to actually follow through that bottom here. Afro B, love the name, appreciate it, brother. And MJ Media, NVIDIA hasn't been trending up, no. AMD, yes, NVIDIA, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Open Door just cranked lower, so we got, I don't even know. What's up, Ozan? There it is, man, 610. We just got 611s there. So we were taking some out on VWAP, right? That was 618, so there it is, a nice downside play. So we are now pretty much out right now of Open Doors. So we'll let that just sort of simmer now and hopefully be able to give us a little something later. But I did want to talk about some news events today because, it's not just all about trading. It's about trying to figure out what that next play might be. At 1 o'clock, we do have Apple event coming through. It's set to unveil its iPhone 17 lineup, including watch updates, AirPods Pro 3, oh God, that's going to be something that probably someone in my family wants. ProMotion display, apparently we're looking for camera improvements, battery improvement, and is there going to be a tie-up with OpenAI? Is there going to be a tie-up with Perplexity, Anthropic, something like that? We'll wait to see what winds up happening with Apple, or do they announce that just really quietly they've been building something that's better than all of those? So we'll wait to see what winds up happening right there. NBIS, NBIS, not enough talk obviously about that today as we focused on other names like CoreWeave and some of these other plays that have been happening. But NBIS today, Nebius gets a deal here with Microsoft, $19.4 billion deal for NBIS. But look what happens to this stock. Whoops, downside right there as I guess they start to analyze the deal and say, nah, on that one. But again, great stock, great move up, 37%. You take that all day, literally every day. So good move there for Nebulous and their shareholders on the Microsoft deal, giving some love back into a similar business plan of CoreWeave, right? Which is why we went into that name, as well as CoreWeave AI announced something today as well. So some more AI infrastructure there. 3 to 4 trillion in AI infrastructure highlights there with that Nebulous deal. That's all. China today, of course, and Tesla. There's always things going on with Tesla. We know that to be true. Oh my gosh, it holds our sticky note level again in yesterday's support of 345 right there. But today, the news is reported 14.3 thousand new insured registrations. That's 41% increase there in China from the prior quarter average. So Tesla there today makes a move higher where we all got pretty excited about it. And then it whoops all the way back into 345, which we should have been going long. UNH down here as well, up here now, but UNH, we'll talk about it quickly here. Shares now up 4%, pre-market reaffirming its 2025 earnings outlook and strong preliminary Medicare ratings. So, okay, what was once a beat up stock that we couldn't really ever talk about going up has had quite the epic rise there from their low. That's UNH. So
also keep in mind for UNH, their investor event, their event is still ongoing. It's this week, ending tomorrow. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's still tidbits that could be coming.
I think there's going to be more upgrades coming.
I think so too. at the end of the day, the bad news is more or less abated. For the most part, the worst of the news has come in. You've seen major investors take stakes, Michael Burry, of course, Berkshire Hathaway, and a lot of retail traders have been loving this one. It feels like it's on the verge of a breakout, but just keep your ear to the ground. I mean, I haven't heard anything that we haven't already talked about, but with that event still going on for another day, I know we're going to be talking about Apple and their event, but there's always some headline risk in UNH. Up that 4 points, looking very, very good. And Danielle Davis, I just saw you in the chat. Robinhood also has their, I think it's just like the Hood event or something like that. It's called. That's not till 5:30 tonight. So it's not just after the bell. It's even after the market recap show. We're not expecting. Yeah, that event we'll be able to talk about that one tomorrow morning. But Robinhood's event is not until after the bell tonight. So we'll see what comes out of that. Obviously, they're excited to be in to go into the S&P 500. That won't happen for just under 2 weeks. Should be a big one. We're kind of hoping for that big buy, but you never know how they'll end up trading. Robinhood, AppLovin, and my goodness, I already forget that other one. That engineering company, MCore. EME, MCore is the third one going to the S&P 500 next week. And Walt, which is this week's IPO to watch? Gemini, Klarna, bigger. Klarna, most people are probably saying Klarna. Klarna's coming out tomorrow. We'll see how that one goes. I mean, I'm not as sold on it, but the good thing about these IPOs is you get a sneak peek at just how much interest there is throughout the day before it opens up. I mean, if I'm not seeing gigantic buy imbalances and increasing indicated open prices, then to me there's not a lot of hype, and you don't always have to get into it. And that's sort of the thing. You don't have to take every single. Just because some of them have worked before doesn't mean you have to take them all. And speaking about Robinhood and that event, yeah, Hood just can't seem to break out. It's still trending down, heading lower. Kind of disappointing because I was kind of thinking this would be some kind of a reversal off this level, and you could look for a continuation long, but it's just not happening here on Robinhood. It's holding those lows down that 2 points. As for that CWD, yeah, the market's starting to give it up. CWDs, it tried to go, bounce 15 to 23. That's $8 if you like it, but it's right back into VWAP. Volume tremendous, buy action, let's just say muted. It is not at all like OCTO, the treasury play from yesterday. I guess Chainlink isn't as exciting for whatever reason. OCTO down 7% as well.
Yeah, I mean, the reason is Sam Altman. So 345. Okay, so if Tesla loses this 345, I'm thinking that there's something here, right? So let's be very, very careful with it. But I'm thinking about a short now. Oh, well, we just got long because my bid was sitting there. So we should probably punch out. Let me just, I'm going to punch out. It's a winner, whatever, on Tesla. We'll take 40 cents. But I did not. Okay, well, so I didn't even realize, I actually forgot that I had a bid down there at 345. That's actually where we wanted the stock earlier on in the day. But as I keep saying to you guys over and over again, something I want early is not necessarily something that we want late. Yep. So let's just make sure that, Tesla does have and able to find its ways here before we lose our way and lose on this trade. So we did punch out there immediately. Now we're going to wait to see if there is a sort of a stop area or a point of concern here for TSLA. There goes 345. So in and out real quick, like right there. And what about a short now of 345? I think that could maybe play a little bit there. So 344, well, there it goes. Now it's breaking. So let's give it a second. We're not in it right there. So let's give it a little bit of room to breathe right now. So open door, Tank City again. Let's go. That move is happening right there. Bang. Wow. That's a banger right there for sure. Tesla's in and out, back up through 345. CoreWeave winds up hitting that 99, so we wind up getting out. So again, that was very good.
The market just took a big right turn.
Yep, the market's downside right now, turning red here on the Nasdaq. I wonder if this, I guess you can't really change your marker now, but if you were long, maybe you're not green anymore, but there it goes to the downside. Thanks for participating in the chat. 1,200 votes, man. Get those likes going as well. Hit the like and the subscribe here for the stream. But there goes CoreWeave. We're out of that one, and Tesla's retesting that 345 area, but it looks like it wanted to hold it temporarily. Let me try a small short here, 97s. So there we go. We're going to go short here, 345 now on Tesla. We're short at 97. I mean, we'll put something out. Let's put a third out for 50s. If we can get it, great. Our stopping zone there for Tesla, what about just, you know, $1 or something like that to the high side here? I mean, 345 has been a key area, so we don't need to necessarily sit in here and wait for this to pop through 348 again, where we have VWAP and all that. So let's just see if it wants to continue to go down. Let's play top wick. So that's 346 right there. Let's see if it holds 346. Okay, so that's going to be something that I'm going to look at right now. We'll average into it a little bit. 345.50 is the average in for me, but right now that's what we're doing, man. It's all about Tesla short for your boy right now. It's a new position. So we'll see what winds up happening. 346 stop. 346.01 stop. That's it. So here it comes, man. It's coming in right now. Hopefully we can get this 50 cents on a third. Bang! There it is, Neil. We're doing it again. Big time trade there on Tesla. Now almost $1 on that name to the short side. So let's just keep on going. We're at the highest spot we've been at here. I'm going to put another bid at 344 because why not? And then we'll see what winds up happening down there at 344. So here we go. Nice move to the downside now, 50 cents in. Let's see if it continues.
Exactly the same move on Palantir here as it broke support. I threw in the chat, Palantir's at support. Prior day highs 158. It tried to go, Palantir did its best to go, but once it broke that 158, it was like sort of a clean breakdown through. Maybe not the best price on the breakdown, but trying to get more at VWAP is not going to happen. 57. We're looking for a bounce off the 57 level for Palantir. It's still up on the day relative to the market, let's be real. And Palantir has been teetering like back and forth with like a lot of inside days here on Palantir off that 50-period moving average. So I think it's more of a scalp trade than anything else. But this market, big time reversal just happened on the Qs because we went from an inside day to breaking down those lows. So now negative on the Qs by 0.25%. The ES basically the same thing. We're selling off going into the Apple event, everybody. And that's just sort of how it is. Yeah, at the market, it was a mixed result yesterday because the open was pretty strong before eventually failing. Today, very different tone. It was just sideways to a breakdown. I think you're waiting for, let's just zoom a little bit further out here. I think you're waiting for around here, 575 half. You had double closes in this range in between 575 and 576. So if you get down there in the Nasdaq, I think that gives you a decent shot at a bounce play. Robinhood's still kind of a nothing burger. And for everyone looking at CWD, sorry, it just can't seem to catch a bid.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm not, like, it is what it is. I'm not going long this thing, but it's right back in, threatening to break another low of the day here. If it loses 15 bucks, and I don't know what levels you look at. There's like 9 to 10 bucks. There was a consolidation. There was one here at about 14 even. So if you're playing the long game here, it hasn't really worked out too well. The breakdown short, you haven't been able to get filled either. Yuck. Like it's for a stock to be up 650%.
It doesn't seem.
But the way to describe it would be a dumpster fire since the open. It's not often that you can say that, but that's exactly what CWD has been. You knew this was not going to last forever.
No. I mean, all these plays are basically, I feel the same way. Like they're just kind of like waiting to get kind of hit one way, and it's it hasn't been great there today for that one. But I mean, hopefully some of the money you made on OCTO yesterday, if you're trading similar strategies or something like that, hopefully you're paying off yesterday, and then today you're getting hit a little bit. But hey, man, not every strategy is going to work every day. But we're waiting to get a little more short here on Tesla, and we're going to go over to the desk with Adara.
Before we get to Sector Watch, I do want to let you guys know that Cracker Barrel is on watch. They announced that they are suspending their remodels because not only did they change their logo, they also changed the feel of some of their restaurants. They're now saying that based on feedback from customers, in addition to that, fixing or going back to the old logo as they did previously, they're also suspending any remodels. If any restaurants have not been remodeled, apparently they will not be. CRBL is actually popping on this, guy. So keep an eye on Cracker Barrel and keep an eye on this market. Tech. Really weak here, specifically electronic technology. Broadcom, Apple, NVIDIA, all leading to the downside. RTX weak as well, so it looks like even defense plays are getting hit. Though, as mentioned, AMD, despite a price target despite a price target decrease, is really not feeling the heat. It's actually up on the day. Tech services here as Google, Meta, and Palantir relatively strong, with Meta and Palantir both up about 1% each, but a lot of the other names in the sector are weak, including Oracle, ahead of its earnings report tonight. Finance, green here. Wells Fargo really leading the way to the upside. Energy minerals strong. Keep an eye here with regards to these oil names. I am seeing some headlines here about ongoing geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. So be aware here. That could be moving oil a bit. We know that health services, UNH, certainly on watch here, and up about 4% as they do have a shareholder, I guess, analyst talks and investor talks this week that goes from Monday to Wednesday. So today is the second of 3 days. Producer manufacturing week, a lot of these other sectors mixed here, guys, but strength not really coming where you might expect it to. Back to you.
Yeah, shout out to the financials there.
Yeah, I love the financials. Yeah, shout out to Tesla. We just reloaded it short. We said we were going to go short at 345.50. That's what we did. So now our average price is 345.37, and we just take a shot, and we get out at 345 flat there. So 40 cents, and we just got bounced off of. We're at 344.80. So hopefully that'll come back in here into this level here, and then we'll see if it drops a little bit lower. But right now we'll ride with Tesla into what will probably be. I don't know if we need to put on another trade right now. Open door, let's go. We're at 80s, we're at 80s, we're at 80s. We are at 80s, Neil. There it goes with a nice little move there for Tesla. Wow. I really hope that you guys are following some of this talk here, because today it's been a good one. I mean, not every day can we guarantee to put up some numbers like this, but there it goes. Nice move to the downside there for Tesla, and just flipping it up, right? We had initially wrote down 345 long, but with the market making this kind of a move down, we flipped up our idea and sort of started going the other way on it. So let's just see if it wants to continue to work out here. I mean, I'm obviously hoping that it does, but we are also bidding here 344.10. Maybe we need to bid a little bit better on that one. I'm going to take out another piece here at O's. There it is. Just because, man, we're short here. It's 40 cents in the money. All we're kind of doing is stacking right now. So it's been a good one. Let's see how low we can go. I'm trying to get some 344.10s. Let's just sit there and wait for that. And let's do another check quickly. We started talking a little bit, and then Neil jumped in with something, but AMD, I think it was maybe the CWD or whatever, but AMD price target again cut there today, and it's not trading as if that was happening now today, because AMD is actually up when the market's red, and it didn't even really turn around on that red move there. We do have today, though, Oracle. Let's go, Tesla. Get to the downside. We do have Oracle tonight. Big time earnings play still yet to happen. So this is going to really tell the tale, I think, for the week maybe. I mean, we do have, obviously, coming into next week, September the 17th, we do have Fed. So that's going to be coming up. But Oracle right here, big, huge revenue, looking for an EPS of 148. AI-driven demand, all about it, right, for Oracle. So if that can remain pretty hot, then the sector probably has a great day tomorrow. If they print a little lower here, then look out below for some of these names, including in that like Palantir and some of these other bigger players there as well in the AI space. And Intel, let's check out what Intel's doing. By the way, there goes Tesla right now. Tesla here on the reload. Dollar Club. I'm going to put a bid out right now for Tesla. Let me just check out what's going on with, there it is. We just got it, I think. Did we? 65s? Yes, we did. So we just got 65s there for Tesla. So, okay. And then let's just check out what's going on with Intel real quick. Quick like right now, when they got major executive shakeups right here. Announced departure of Michelle Johnson Hothus there. And it's going to the downside right there, as well as another data center group there.
Keep in mind,
chief data center.
I believe
new engineering.
The first name there, she was one of the interim CEOs.
Oh.
When they fired Gelsinger, like that was one of the. That's not a nobody that's leaving. Like if you name an interim CEO, obviously you think there's at least some potential in this. Maybe not the best loss there for Intel. No. We have some breaking news from Adara.
Nano-nuclear, guys. NNE receiving a $1.25 million U.S. Air Force contract here to build their, I guess, MMR microreactor deployment at the D.C. military base. So U.S. Army contract here for NNE, getting a little bit of a pop off of that news. Back to you.
He brought this coffee like a while ago. It's still like
mine's freezing.
3/4 full, and I haven't even drank it, and it's freezing already, and it's freezing in here. So we're switching over to some agua right now, and
almost 11.
Just get ready to go. Yeah, it's 10:45. It's always time to drink some water. So another out there at, oh no, we didn't get the 345 bid. I'm trying to get the 345 bid, but we did not. So we're gonna have to wait to see if we do get that on Tesla. It looks like it wants to go higher, man. I mean, I don't know. I thought it would have broke there.
Kind of big bid.
Yeah, the market's coming upside now, so we are aware of that. And also, I mean, we're not layering into these trades that hard when we've seen this bottom right there. Like, it made the bottom that we wrote down. We just flipped up our idea that we wanted to go short on Tesla instead of the long. So it's been working out great for us. We're $1 in the money. It's really open door right now. Hit the sirens for open door, as that's not sirens. Hit the sirens for open door, as that's getting lower and lower right now. Let's put a bid at 05. If we can get it, great. It's 30 cents in the money. We like this trade. I know there's a lot of traders out there trading open door, so good movement there. Look at this chart. Bang, bang, bang. Nice downside play there. And we just get Tesla right there. So let's go, man. So far, so good here. Let's see if Tesla follows the way of this market and gets to the downside. 50 cents in the money on Tesla, 30 cents on open door. One is a $400 name, one is a $6 name. So just a little different there, but he just goes to show you can trade anything here and look to make a little bit of cash. There goes open door, just bounced off $6 again. Yes, sir. Good trading there. And again, all we wrote down on here was 630 short. If you're looking for someone or where these are posted up, it's right here on Instagram. Here's today's Instagram reel. 4 stocks to trade. Tesla short. We have that. That says long, but we're short. Open door 630 short right there. And then the COREWEAVE trade, which is the largest P&L play for me today. COREWEAVE right there, long at $99. We had a great trade there. So that's Instagram. Also up there on X. So go follow either one of those if you want you know, the trades that I'm looking for every day. And you know, sometimes they'll work out, sometimes they won't. But that's what I'm trading. So good luck to everybody out there.
Yeah, I want to answer a question. There's someone just asked what the short float is on Beanie. That's Bollinger International, formerly Mullen. I see 45%, which is insane to me. That stock is ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Palantir, just quickly, didn't want to interrupt, but Palantir bounced right off our at 157 level. Going to reload it back into the volume weighted average price here on PLTR. A clean double bottomed here in front of 157, but it's still relatively inside range. Like looking for another lower high into VWAP and going back over to, it's not dead yet, CWD. It's not completely dead yet. It's again trying to hold that $15 level. Certainly has calmed down. Obviously not nearly as good as it was in the pre-market for this play. These treasury names and this one, you know, it gave you a couple, was it 2,000% to the upside, but since the open, it's only been falling. OCTO is only now back to attempting to break out that same bottom that we were shorting into earlier today. Buyers continuously holding this up at $38. This was yesterday's story, of course. OCTO, 5,000% at one point to the upside. Shout out to Dan Ives, who probably they bought this at what, BMNR bought this at $1.46, and at one point they put 20 million shares in. So at one point that was, I mean, heck, that was worth $1 billion. I just thought of that. It was worth $1 billion at one point in paper. I'm assuming they were smart enough to have sold a bunch of it by that point before the rug, as that's now been cut in half here on OCTO. I don't know if I love this one to the short side unless it loses $35. Like if it doesn't break down the support, the longer it coils up, the more you think there could be a round two. And if there's a round two, you don't want to get rinsed. I'm sure a lot of people that tried to short this yesterday, you could have lost your entire month. I mean, certainly you could have been shut down. So if it's not falling apart like it was at that cult down, I don't know if I want to fight it. It's CWD that seems to be falling apart the most. So as the market's trying to bounce, I'm looking for that short into Palantir. Unfortunately for Robinhood, it just cannot seem to get off the bid either. So I want this to break out the high, an all-time high today, but if the only play was to short it off the open, then so be it. And if it doesn't really set up any kind of a long in Robinhood, you can't really fight the trend. I guess there's still, I suppose, selling some news here on the addition to the S&P 500. And we've seen that before. They're not actually going in for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, down 2% there today for Robinhood. So yeah, it stung a little bit if you bought it there yesterday. We're bidding 92 right now for Open Door. This is 44 cents. There it is. Too bad we don't have more shares on this one, but there it goes, man. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my God, there goes Tesla right there, breaking lower. Now we're $1.50 in the money on that one. I mean, everything, Neil, we're touching. I don't know. I know you've had a good day as well. So congratulations to everybody out there trading with us here. But the trading, as long as I'm here, is not going to stop. You know, we post up what we post up and we trade what we trade. So again, there it goes, man. Congratulations to everybody that's on one today. Let's go over to Adara with Money Talks.
US dollar, we're going to actually look at the 3-minute chart. Usually we look at the daily, but as we've talked about, the daily is still really within a range. So I think the 3-minute is of note here because you can really see when that NFP revision hit. So that came in at 10 a.m. We get that initial drop to the downside, bit of a wick here with this candle. Now, what were the numbers? Well, this metric here, this revision, basically estimates how many fewer or greater jobs we got over a 12-month period compared to the jobs that were reported initially over that period. So this is from March 2024 to 2025. It's over that 12-month period, you know, how many more or less jobs based on new data do they have compared to those estimates? So with that in mind, negative 911,000 jobs. So basically what that means is that based on their more recent revisions, they estimate that 911,000 jobs fewer they're now estimating than were reported over those periods. So this is actually the largest revision in the history of this number, largest revision on record for this number, certainly of note there. Let's actually take a look here at the CME FedWatch tool because I was seeing some commentators here in social media and some analysts expecting we're more likely to get a 50 basis point cut after that number. Well, the CME FedWatch tool isn't reflecting that as of yet. We still have about 8% of participants expecting that 50 basis point cut. It was somewhere around 10 yesterday. 92% of participants expecting a 25 basis point cut. So either way, we are pricing in a cut. At this point, the only difference is going to be how large will that cut end up being. We're going to have to wait and see what Fed Chair Jerome Powell and his crew have to say in just about 8 days. Back to you. Make sure to like and make sure to subscribe.
Thank you, Adara.
Thank you, Adara. Let's move in the right direction. I don't want a 50% basis point cut. Keep it at the quarter. Let's not panic. I think 50 could just mean that they're panicking a little bit there. And there've been a couple. I saw in the chat someone just asked, like, is an offering good or bad? In most cases, it's bad. In a general sense, do you want shares diluted? No, you don't want there to be more shares out there. So an offering tends to be bad. That said, every now and then, if you put it to good use, and people might read it as, hey, they're raising money to grow. They're raising money in some cases to buy tokens and securities, and sometimes that can end up being bullish. Don't at me. I'm not saying you should go out and buy when one of these things does an offering. By one of these things, I mean like the CWRs, the SBETs of the world, the OCTOs of the world. And like MSTR's strategies made it work for a while, but ultimately, in a general sense, an offering is seen by the market as a bad thing. So just to get that one out of the way. Only about 5 minutes to go here. Palantir, I mean, the market's bouncing, so I think Palantir is probably gonna come into VWAP and see if we can't get filled on this one. It's still Crowd, CWD, sorry, not Crowd, UNH, Open, Hood, Palantir. Those are all still the top names on the list here, obviously. And we've been in and covered pretty much all of them except for UNH, it does seem. But do not forget, Apple, 1 o'clock. In a couple of hours, we're going to get the Apple event. We'll tune in. We'll keep our ear to the ground. The Midday Boys are going to have it. But I'm expecting a little bit of a nothing burger that should give us a bit of maybe a pop that can be faded. I don't know what surprises they're going to give us. I'm going to listen to it as usual, see what gets released. But at some point, I'm going to look for that reversion trade there in Apple. But this market might go green after all.
Yeah.
Look at this bounce back in the Nasdaq. How am I not? I can't even get filled into VWAP, but on Palantir. But the market is trying to go back into the green. I think. Look, I'm still failing the short. So until we break out above volume weighted average price, I want to look for shorts to pop back into this.
Okay, so I'm getting out some more here. We just got a huge move down there in Tesla. You saw me celebrate that. We got another fill there at 17. So there's the huge move down to 344. I mean, this trade just continues to work. But the most important thing, we got Joe sitting over there, and it's part of his contract now. He has to know what's for lunch. So we have to figure this out for Joseph. So All right, Joe, here we go. Today is
yet.
Tuesday, September the 9th, of course, and we wait to see what is going to be for lunch.
Tacos.
And yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's going to be tacos today or not, Neil, but we'll have a quick look.
Come on, tacos.
Today it is the worst of all worsts coming through today. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it could be okay.
It is worse than the tilapia today. It is that oven roasted faux turkey coming through today. So we've got oven roasted turkey with roast potatoes, thyme butternut squash. Yeah, no matter what food comes through, man, I can't get the smile off my face.
Did you say butternut
squash? Thyme butternut squash, yep, and chef's choice salad. So that'll be fun today. Props up to everybody. That's what's for lunch happening today. But you know, kind of like an irrelevant thing is, of course, is what's for lunch. Make sure you have something healthy. And if you are going to be in front of your screens, that Apple event is 1 p.m. So yeah, bring your own lunch day maybe today. But okay, so quick check on some of these names. Oh, by the way, Open Door. Like we have, I almost better get out enough. I mean, I might as well just get out. I have pretty much nothing left of Open Door right now. So I'll just like 1% or so left. We put our bid right there at 92. We got it. So that's about as good as we could do on that one for Open Door today. Like I said, I hope some of you have that. It's a banger there for me. We only have a few trades today. I only have Tesla, which is this short, and we flipped it up there. I want to thank Salvador Jimenez there for the chat and how we talked about flipping up there on Tesla and why we wanted to go the other way. So watch up to Salvador there in the chat, and there's that trade. The posted trade of the day for me, Open Door, we put that out today as a short. That came in right to our price. We had to wait for it. Not only did we call the 630, but that was at $6, so we had to let it go up 5% first, and then we smacked it to the downside there. So we're pretty proud, obviously, of that trade. And then the COREWEAVE trade at $99. I mean, this was one that, again, we posted up. We liked that trade there. It hit to 99, was at 101, came into 99, then right up there to 103. So yeah, man, doing the best there, I'm hoping anyways, with some COREWEAVE. So yeah, that's it for me. Going to be a good day here. Obviously, we'll sit on the green side of things, and I hope some of you guys are as well. And it's, you know, join the midday show in just a matter of seconds, and they'll be going over all of their trades, have some fun stuff. Sharif does a great job with the news, so if you're looking for some of the extended stories, that will be coming through as well. That generally starts around 12:45, 1 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, closer to 1.
Or so. So Sharif will be giving those good stuff to us. And then Joe, of course, and Sharif, a great combo. They'll be talking about everything under the sun, and that should be a lot of fun as well. And we're looking forward to that. So I'll be at the gym today again during the midday, and then coming back there. I don't know. The pool is closed for maintenance right now.
Boo.
As they refresh the water in there. So
well, you got to every now and then.
Doing some elliptical stuff and just getting some.
What about the rowing?
The rowing I can't.
I keep forgetting that.
And I did bring my On shoes today. I had to return them because they said size down half a size, so I got 12 and a half, but they're too small. So
you always have to. I never trust that unless someone I know is like.
I know, but it was even on their website, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I wore them out just quickly and then put them back in. You're allowed to return them.
New Balance, man. New Balance.
Going to do that there, but a minute 15 left before we throw.
I love New Balance.
I have New Balances.
Just very quickly, the volume. I think you're maybe making a bottom here. Now, look, in my note, I'm like, I think this thing is a trap, and the high is going to be in the pre-market, but CWD has held for a very, very long time, this $15 to $16 level. So if there's going to be a bid to be had, and this is going to break back out again, just look for any continuation off of, you got to zoom in to be able to see. This range is ridiculous. I can't even zoom in far enough to make this look good. If it breaks out the $18 level, like you've got $5 to this 23 level here. On CWD. But you can't just go sideways forever. It needs to start stepping up, which it already has, a little higher low, and then break out at 18. Looks like that can be in play on CWD. As far as OCTO goes, it was the right decision to think that this wasn't going to follow through because it's still in the same range. Yeah, it gave you a $3 range, but yesterday this won like $80. So you're thinking maybe you could do the same breaking down. I still look for this to break down at 35. If it loses 35, I'd probably take a swing at it, see if we can catch a fill. But fills are hard to come by when this is breaking levels. Like you can get filled on the way up, shorting into a level, but trying to take it as it breaks down is a little bit tricky because there's a lack of liquidity when this thing loses. But just keep that in mind in both directions there for OCTO and for CWD, your treasury plays of the day and yesterday. Certainly this story isn't done, but I feel like if another one comes out, it's probably going to be even worse than what we saw here. Like there's just not as much oomph in these plays. After you have 5,000% to the upside, it's hard to follow that up. So we shouldn't be too surprised that they're not as good as the ones before. It's 11 o'clock. Apple event at 1 o'clock, everybody. The midday starts about now. We'll be back at 2 o'clock, and we'll see you on the flip.
And